All right, we are here. Free smoke. Let me hit the buttons.
Free smoke,
J
free
Star, let me
smoke.
get some buttons hit over there,
Free
man.
smoke, free smoke.
Free
Free
smoke.
free
It's
smoke.
happening. It's happening. I don't need to hear it, just as long as they hear it. It's cool. All right, let's get this thing going, man. If you are new to this free smoke session, then it's really, really cool. We get to do call-ins. You can call us, answer your questions live. This is a live session, okay? So we're gonna get started in a second. In the meantime, we need to, what's going on in the world? Actually, you all can introduce yourselves first. We're gonna start here. Let's do it. All right.
Hey, Monet here, Monet Business Co. on Instagram. I'm a marketing coach, launch development strategist. I primarily work with e-commerce businesses. We do 5-figure launches every launch. So yeah, let's get it.
Oh, whoa. So you say 5-figure launches every launch. What do you mean?
Yes. Every time we launch, we doing 5 figures. We do campaigns. So we launch creative campaigns. Every creative campaign, they're doubling pretty much their investment because the investment is a little under $10K. So we doing
to work with you.
Yeah. So we doing 5 figures in revenue for their launch. So 20,000, 30,000, 15,000, anything over 10,000, we've been known to do with the campaigns. So the creative campaigns that they're doing.
Have you ever had somebody spend more than the launch?
Than what they made back in revenue?
Yeah, like they spend 20 grand and the launch was 20 grand and you're like, that was a wash.
So with the launch being under 10K right now, I haven't had anybody that has not made their investment back. Okay. The least that I've had was probably like about 12,000, but they still made their investment and then they made, of course, an additional like 4,000 or 5,000 in profit.
Is this with ads?
No ads, organic. So like my clients, I like to build them up first. Most of my clients that come to me, they don't have the structure. So we go in with structure first, help them learn their business as far as ideal customer / target audience, what people call it, and then like their messaging, really getting them clear on the structure of things because they not, like a lot of them, they're not clear. They just come and they want to launch, but they got the attention, they have the momentum, they have the people, but they're not maximizing that. Like they have so much potential, but they're not really putting it anywhere. So we just pretty much build their email list, help them build it. They have like subscribers, but not active because they're not emailing them. So we'll build their email list, send out emails, do a pre-launch phase, during launch, and a post-launch. And even between launching, we do email management. So keeping up the back end, still maintaining that revenue. So then when it comes for the next launch, they like, yeah, we ready to go.
I like that. Okay. Moving to my right. What's happening?
What's going on? Adrian Alexander Allen here. I am the founder and owner of the IPY Agency Public Relations. I'm promoting you on social media. All of my PR clients tend to live in the entertainment, lifestyle, and wellness spaces. A lot of entrepreneurs that touch celebrity in some capacity, but all in those spaces. Good. And I don't have this huge story like Monet because I'm kind of opposite.
But you've been in the game 20 years though.
I'm about to say.
I've been in the game 20 years. I started PR when PR wasn't popular.
Okay,
right?
talk about it.
Had publicists, knew they needed a publicist.
Yeah.
But other than that, it wasn't a whole bunch of PRs running around.
I like that.
I feel that. So we're gonna help a whole lot of people today, man. In the meantime, anything going on in the world? What's happening? Yes.
Get started.
Okay.
We gotta lay down the house rules.
Yo, Ian, tell him to do something for my birthday. I couldn't come last week with my birthday, so today is my birthday. Today's my birthday.
Okay.
Happy birthday.
I want to say happy
birthday to you. To you. It's the energy. It's the new melanated version of happy birthday.
We got a new birthday, so okay.
We got a new birthday, so we not on Stevie Wonder's time no more.
Let's say it again.
Go ahead.
I want to say
happy birthday to you. To you.
I want to say
happy birthday to you.
Then it say, now close your eyes and make a wish. Think about it and blow out your candles. You ain't never heard that version? See, I taught y'all something
That's
They said we're having
funny.
some mic issues. Can we find out who that is?
Oh.
Y'all hear
Who
something going
is?
out? Okay, cool. Make sure our mic is good. Okay. Somebody said.
Was
Okay,
it my
well,
singing?
thank y'all
I
so
apologize.
No
Might
problem.
have been the singing.
Monet,
But
Monet.
thank you so
Yes.
much to everybody for the birthday wishes, the birthday love. Do y'all celebrate birthdays?
Yes.
Oh, real
It's
quick.
the entire month of February for anybody that
The whole month.
Whole month.
whole month.
Yo, we just got Mr. Marcus Roger. He thought it was more important to get a haircut.
Hey, you know what, man? Cause Shan's interviewed me and had me out here looking like don't nobody love me.
We was focused on them gems though.
Marcus, introduce yourself, my brother, please.
Hey, man, Marcus Y. Rozier. I'm David Shan's assistant. You know, I carry water, carry sparkling water, and I'm hoping he passed down that watch. Nah, Marcus Y. Rozier, man, I help coaches and entrepreneurs make no less than 5 figures a month while working less than 8 hours and build systems to have stress-free $1 million coaching and education companies.
Love it, man. We about to have a good conversation today.
Yeah.
So, okay, Marcus didn't catch who you all are. Okay, so we got to run another abridged version so he understands what's going on here.
Let's get
The
it.
haircut's nice though.
Oh, yeah, they got the beard working.
Nice and crispy. Did you catch my good side? Did you catch my side? Hey, no Beijing either. That's all me.
Come on.
Hilarious.
Okay, Monet, share a quick story so you know. Marcus understands what you got going on.
Okay. Yes, I'm Monet. I was telling them I'm a marketing coach, launch development strategist. I help my clients mainly in the e-commerce space do creative campaigns. And from those creative campaigns, it could be a campaign for awareness, campaign for profit, but most people come for profit. And we do about 5 figures a month or how frequent they launch those campaigns. But most of them, they'll try to do like a month-to-month thing. But for the most part, every time we do a campaign, we're looking at about 5 figures per campaign. And I was telling Dave, in between those campaigns, we working on the back end. Actually, I'm being mentored right now through by Runway. So he like, nah, you got to have something where they got to be able to stick with you on a retainer. Yeah. So we locked in that email marketing service to keep the revenue generating on the back end when we're not doing campaigns. And that's doing amazing. So yeah, that's pretty much what I do.
That's my brother, Runway Billionaire. I just was on the phone with
Runway. And Adrian, talk to us.
Adrian, founder and owner of the IPY agency Public Relations. So I help my clients bring greater attention and awareness to the things that they have going on. All of my clients tend to live in the entertainment, lifestyle, wellness, and entrepreneurial spaces. So I am helping them to understand their story and how to share their story in a way that makes people want to talk about it and learn more.
Dope. There we have it. So I have not had a good experience with publicists.
And I did for those who follow me, I did a TikTok and I talked about it because where we are now with PR, it's a lot of doing PR for PR because the stories are, I paid somebody and nothing happened. The publicist I worked with wanted to be on the red carpet more than I was on the red carpet.
Publicists be want to be lit too. Like,
they do. They be out there. They need streets. And or I had more connections than the publicist had. I didn't see anything generated when I worked with this publicist. So we hear the stories, like the people who are, I don't want to say traditional, but the people who have been working in PR for an extended amount of time understands the problems with some of the newer publicists and some of the strategies or lack thereof that aren't working, because now we're in this digital space, right, where people feel like PR should work via social media or, like you can text people. People aren't picking up the phone anymore, to call people, or people aren't following up.
Drop
like,
a
to your
super
point about
chat.
Emails, like they'll send an email, but that'll be the extent of it. There's no follow up to the email.
The money in a follow up.
The money is in a follow up, and so I've heard all of the stories, and whenever I speak to potential clients and new clients, I share with them the nightmares that I've heard and the wins that I've had. So my clients have been featured in Forbes, Black Enterprise, Good Morning America, the Today Show, Jennifer Hudson Show. I had clients last year, David, when you and I met, I was doing PR for not when we met, but early on. I was doing PR for Gracie's Corner, and a lot of people are familiar with Gracie's Corner.
I am. I got a
Love
4-year-old.
Shouts out to Gracie's Corner.
Shouts out to Gracie's Corner. And so Gracie's Corner, under my tenure, they were nominated for an Image Award, Webby Award, Telly Award.
Okay.
They also, so I go beyond.
Let me ask this, though. I got to ask this question. Yes. So you're not working with them anymore?
I'm not working with them anymore. So they had tremendous success while we were working together. And so, of course, the agencies came, a large agency. So congratulations to them. They did sign with CAA. And when they signed with CAA, they moved over to another PR firm.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, okay. So you wasn't good enough no more.
I don't want to say that. You know, nothing but love there. No, I know. I understand.
I mean, kind of messy, but kind of real.
Kind of messy, but kind of real.
Hey, you are, we've been in this situation before where, let's say, an artist is with a homeboy who's a manager.
Yes.
And they get him popping in the streets.
Yes.
But that homeboy can't get him to that next level.
Yeah.
Are they right or wrong?
They right.
I don't feel like it's so on what you consider the next level, though, right? I feel like there was a lot more that could have been done with Gracie's Corner, just where they were, you know, like from an independent position. Mm-hmm. So not even that it wasn't enough or that you could get them to the next level. It was just that while they were independent, they didn't do a lot of what a lot of artists or independent people do. Like they saw the silver lining in the agency because now you take away all of that's off your shoulders, right? You don't have all of that on your back to do it by yourself. Now you have the machine behind you. Mm-hmm. And so to some people, that's attractive. So it goes beyond loyalty or commitment or things of that nature and then shout out to Javoris and Arlene Hollingsworth, who created Gracie's Corner. Both of them are PhD holders.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
In education and in science. So entertainment was not their thing.
Yeah.
They started Gracie's Corner during the pandemic. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, and Javoris actually did some music before that also. But, you know, it was a lot. It was a lot to get to 1 million followers on YouTube organically. You can imagine the amount of emails, phone calls, and, you know, things that were happening. Yeah. So, you know, shouts out to them. They're doing great things.
Yeah.
We don't still talk like that, but we definitely do connect. So, like, I send a happy birthday or send a happy holidays and things. No bad blood at all.
All right. Shouts out to Gracie's Corner.
Yeah, shouts out to them.
And I think it was the perfect time to launch something like that during the pandemic.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. They were in a house, didn't see anything of color or any, you know, things that related to their children. They had 3 small kids, including Gracie, who is real. Grayson is a real person.
I was wondering
wow.
that.
That's what's up.
Grayson is a real person. She sings all of the songs. So, yeah. So,
gotcha. Okay.
I feel like it's no problem with going to like that, like you say, bringing it up to the next level, somebody that can bring it to the next level. Because I see that like in coaching. One coach, they may can get you to $50,000 months, but then you got the next coach that they may can get you to $100,000 months.
What about the time where that person that got you where you are now can get you to the next level? Like, yo, you got them to where they were. You could probably got them to Disney or something like that.
It's a time thing, I think. It's a time. People don't like waiting. So it's like, because my tax, like, for instance, my CPA, she works with me, but one of my friends, she got a lot of businesses. She can't really work with her because of the capacity. But I'm sure if she prepared to work with somebody like that, she'll be able to take it easily. But I feel like it's the time, because if I'm working with you, yeah, you probably could eventually get me to that $100K month, $75,000 month. But it may take time for you to do more mentorship, for you to build yourself up, nurture yourself up a little bit more. And I might not have time for that.
I feel like. What's your thoughts, man? Drake said, I'm managed by the people I grew up with.
Okay. I like that.
I get it. And I'm number one, I'm loving this conversation and love hearing what you all do. I agree on both sides. However, I think that when people create processes, normally you're trying to lean into that. So like to your point, when you was like getting them to 50K, there's certain people whose system is built for that. Mm-hmm. And anything beyond that, they can't promise or can't validate. So that's where it becomes, do you want to expand? You know what I'm saying? Like if you use somebody, let's use simple as Tesla. They're a massive company, but they streamline their processes to where you can't go on to a lot and buy a Tesla. You're gonna go on the app. That's their process. Can they do that? Could they have had cars on the lot? Yeah. So I think when you're talking about outgrowing people, or I don't think it's switching up. I think it's evolution. I think it's growth. That's why they have a term in business called vertical integration. It's where a company knows where the market is heading and they go ahead and do research and development to add that in their company. Small businesses don't do that. We don't think long term beyond the course. We don't think beyond the live event. We don't think beyond, like with our company, we're in the process of building a SaaS company. Why? We build funnels.
Right.
Why wouldn't we have our own platform? We write emails, we do webinars. Then you start looking and saying, okay, our clients need sales. Why not build a sales department? Our clients need trained virtual assistants that can create SOPs that every entrepreneur don't know how to lead a team. So what if we train them? So now we have a staffing company, Entrepreneur Staffing Solutions. That's vertical integration to see where things are going, and you can hold on to the client longer. Program over, but what if you hired us event-based, where our team comes in, you just show up virtually, and we run front end, back end, email, webinars, back end, sales, follow-up campaigns. Everyone who didn't show up, our team will take over that for the next 90 days to contact them every day.
Okay, you asked me yesterday what you could do for me.
Yeah.
That.
All of it. All of that.
All of that.
But I gotta say really quickly, because what you said made me think of the business that are affected by the Keith Lee effect, right? We're all familiar with the Keith Lee effect.
What's that?
Oh,
yeah, you know,
it's a
Keith Lee?
reviewer.
everybody's like, what?
He's like a food
So-
reviewer.
Killing them softly in these streets.
He's the food review
He's
guy.
a food reviewer.
I know you've seen it. Like everybody,
Maybe if it passed by.
they had all those memes of like, yo, all the business owners, restaurant owners, they're scrambling when Keith Lee comes.
Okay. I didn't know.
That's
I don't know who the
great.
person is. I was like, is he like a chef or something?
No.
Wait a minute.
He is a individual. Actually, he's an MMA fighter by trade.
Is he really?
Yes. He's an MMA fighter
Oh
by trade.
wow!
And so
He got knuckles.
Hey,
yes.
what he say? I wish y'all would get crazy
So
about
that's
my
why
review.
People like, look, come on, I'm a buck. But and so he was doing TikToks. And he just started reviewing food organically.
Yeah.
And then it started catching on. And it started catching on to the point where people started really valuing his opinion. And so now he's taking it on the road, and negative and positive, because small businesses are affected because they don't have processes. And I hate that a lot of it is us, right? Not saying that it's not others, but most of us start businesses and don't have processes in place and don't understand when we can't be the best of who we want to be. And so there were a couple of businesses that Keith Lee came out, and they were inundated with people. There was no process, so they had to shut down.
Yeah.
Success made them close. Wow.
Success made them close.
Yeah, that's real.
Right.
That's real right there.
Yeah.
Imagine being blessed with so much success that you can't handle it,
Right.
and you close down.
Oh, so you saying the ones he reviewed good, they ended up.
Yes. So there was
some,
a
some
young
of them. Some people could handle it. Some people, it's like they're slow, and then he comes, does a review, and there's a line around the block.
Yeah. I went to one.
Oh, they did.
Did you? Really?
It was like a 3-hour wait. I was
You
like,
waited the 3 hours.
yeah, but I live by there, so I always would go. But I'm like, okay, let me go now since he done came. I just wanted to see, because I just like to tell people, like, okay, I seen this, and this is how it played out after that review. And it was crazy. I have never seen it like that. I waited just to kind of see what the service was going to look like. The food is always good.
Oh, okay.
But I just waited to see like what the service was going to be with the increase, because like y'all talking about processes, I wanted to see, do they have those processes to where if they expand tomorrow, they're going to be able to carry it. And it was still good. The hours were longer because of the amount of food. I don't think they had the amount of cooks because it's a smaller place, but the service was still good. Customer service. You got your spoons, your salt, your seasonings, your sauces. Nothing was left out. It was still good.
How do you prepare for that?
It's a different mindset. I talk about this all the time. I tell my clients that you should start everything with the idea that it'll be extremely successful, because you prepare differently, believing that it's going to be successful. Some people set up their business thinking it'll be incremental, and it feels and looks that way, right? So from email responses, et cetera. I don't think people realize the trickle down effect of having a real CEO in place. I'm not talking about an entrepreneur says, I'm going to sell chicken and focuses heavy on marketing. A CEO is about the health of the company and it growing healthy, that all the components are in place. Like, how do you maintain operations, customer support systems? People use systems as a buzzword or processes. The simpler way to think about it is when someone hears about us, they do what? Sit with your team and get the answer to that. When they hear about my restaurant, they do what? Do they reach out? Do they go online? That means you create a process for lead generation so when they first see you. When they come to the restaurant, they experience what? If there's a longer than usual wait time, we do what? These are processes.
Right.
But it's based on question prompts that you think through and say, well, okay, if it's a long wait, we can create a lemonade that's just for people waiting. Now you're creating something in the experience. Hey, we could also do this, and this. Hey, if a person has a bad experience, this is just how you think through in every level of business, all the way down to how do we keep track of how much food we have and how much to order?
You talking
What
spicy.
days are our busiest days? What happens if we run out of something? Like, these are the things that is the job of the CEO to pass down to operations, to pass down to directors, to pass down to managers. Some business owners, I'm not saying it in a knock or a negative, I just sit in this seat where I'm obsessed with the conversation of CEO because no one identifies as that. Most identify as entrepreneur, and it lacks responsibility. So now, who drives the company? Who makes sure there's quality control? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so obsessed with it. Let's use the coaching space. We got SOPs for when we do Monday night's coaching call. 10 minutes prior, there's 2 playlists we have. My team's going to know whether we're going hip hop or rap. There's a thing that comes up. We'll get started in a few minutes. What time does the music go off? If everybody's not on, how often does my VA screenshot to see who's on the Zoom call? When do we put, you know what I'm saying? All of this stuff is not reactionary. This should be predictable outcomes. So this is a conversation we all got to start having openly to say, let's prepare for the success we're praying for, that we're hoping for, and sit in that seat and say, let's not just think about new marketing campaigns.
But it's hard to prepare. So there's a restaurant, right? They're in a neighborhood. They're doing okay, right? Or they're struggling. Keith Lee comes to the restaurant, right? So they're normally used to feeding, 40 people a day. Well, Keith comes, and you don't know when he's going to post it, right? So the next day, you say, oh, I made it. I need to go order enough to feed 400. And what if he doesn't post it? You're stuck. Or are you conservative and then you see a line around the corner? First off, that's not my Instagram. What is going on? Come on, it's okay. It's cool. It's all right. Do you even know me? Do you even know me?
Hey, yo.
The number 4.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I caught that myself. Processes.
Well, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh goodness.
Okay. So how do you prepare? Because it could have this influx of people, and then the line is long, the wait is crazy. They gotta send somebody to go to the store to go get some more chicken, and people waiting 3 hours, and you waited 3 hours, but there's some people like, yo,
They ain't doing it.
why would Keith Lee send us here? And if that happens often enough, does it weaken Keith Lee's word? So now it could. If he must have a good palate, right? He tastes something, it's good. People go, they're like, oh yeah, it's good. And now we're living by the fact that this person knows food.
Mm-hmm.
But if it happens otherwise, then anybody could do a food review and they could be Keith Lee, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if it happens often enough where he says this place is good, but by the time the majority gets there, 4, 5, 6 places in a row, they're not good, as Keith Lee says. His fame is over.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot to unpack here.
I feel.
I think that some of it, some of it, for Keith as a person, the credibility is in Keith's word because he's not asking for anything for this. You know, he goes there. It's just by happenstance. He pays for his food. He's not gifted any food. He's not going there and, you know, asking them to comp his visit or anything like that. He is a individual who is saying whether they like food or not, and always gives the disclaimer of, you know, this is just my opinion. Try
You
it
have
for
your
yourself.
own, yeah.
Yeah. And so I think from the PR perspective, I really wanted to, it was interesting to me to see how the Real Milk and Honey responded.
Ooh, talk about the situation because I don't know if everybody knows.
Okay.
Hey, yo.
Before we jump into this, y'all going deep in, and we have not
We're here
laid
now.
down the house rules yet.
Now. Let's do it.
Like, come on, David. He's just ready to go in. But what's up, y'all? Welcome to Free Smoke. I'm just going to lay down the house rules. My name is Nella. Really quick, before you guys do anything else, make sure you like this. There is over 100 people on this live right now. Make sure you go ahead and like this live, share it with a friend, share it with a coworker, share it with Auntie and them, and make sure they hop on this live right now. And if you are loving the information, because I saw some of y'all loving this information, drop a birthday super chat for David. This ain't no normal super chat. Drop a super chat in that live right now. But let's get back to this conversation. Take it away.
Adrian, what we got?
All right. So the Real Milk and Honey was an establishment that Keith visited while he was here. And it didn't do as well because of customer service. So that's another thing about Keith. He's real big on customer service, right? Like everything is about, and he doesn't go in typically. Like he'll send his family or someone else to go in to get the food and do everything. And so there were just a lot of issues with the visit, including him not being able to get food. Because they had a lot of rules, like you couldn't sit by yourself, like you couldn't be seated without the whole group. There were no deviations on the menu. You couldn't call in. It was just a lot of things, right? And so he just said that. That was what his video was. You know, he acknowledged all of the challenges that he had.
And when they seen him, they tried to tell him that he can come, like when they realized it was him.
Right. Oh, yes. And then once he went in and they saw it was him, they were like, oh, no, you know, like we'll seat you and everything. The owners of the Real Milk and Honey did this
cringy TikTok.
I mean, it was so cringe. Like, it was just like, well, who is this Keith Lee? We don't know Keith Lee, you know, like, so, like, really, really.
It was a skit.
Yeah, like, they did a whole skit. Like, she's drinking champagne or whatever she's drinking, and a husband, I don't know, relationship.
You're capping.
A female, a male, and a child. And so she's like, who is this Keith Lee? And the husband, they're like, they don't know who Keith Lee is. And the daughter has her cell phone. And she's like,
capping.
You don't know who Keith Lee is? And they're like, just really blowing it off, right? Cringe to like.
Why is it cringy though?
It was because
instead of taking accountability, why are you making a skit? Like at the end of the day, y'all, his wife went in there to go and get the food. Y'all didn't want to let her sit. But when y'all seen that it was Keith Lee, oh yeah, come on. No. Now y'all want him to do y'all review. He didn't even get to the food, but he got to y'all customer service. So instead of candying, because they all did the same thing. So instead of all of y'all just like, oh, you know, we're sorry for, you know, the mishap, you know, we'll check into it. It's like, oh, we gonna make a little video, make it funny. Who is he? And my thing is, yeah, he is just an individual doing the review. I get that. But he's still from a customer's standpoint. He's still a customer. Yeah. So I get, like, I just be feeling like, okay, even if the customer was wrong, I'm looking at everything to see. And then on the outside, I'm not going to go online and make fun of the situation because deep down, behind the scenes, you still got that effect. Like, the world now knows that y'all have bad service. Y'all only going to take me if I got a name. Like, so y'all still hurting behind the scenes.
Should have took accountability. Like,
I did a TikTok. It was literally, when you say around the world, like, no, literally. I did a TikTok because there were people that started to comment under the video like, I'm in Nigeria and I'm never going to the Real Milk and Honey.
God.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all making it a joke, but y'all hurting for real. Like, why we playing with business?
Yes.
Like, let's just be for real. So, yeah, I ain't never ate at Milk and Honey, but I didn't like that. Like, I'm really big on my customers, and even when the customer is wrong, I'm asking a lot of people on my team, like, where could we have fixed this? Even if they're wrong about, let's just say they like, when do we get our deliverables? I'm like, hey, somewhere in the process, they didn't get enough emails to remind them the time of the deliverable.
Thanks for the
I
super
can't be
chat.
mad for them going off about, even though it may be 2 days later. Common sense, we can't edit 20 graphics in 2 days. But am I to, oh, wow, y'all really are so, no, I'm going to, hey, y'all, we got to put it in more places. We can't just have it in that one email.
Man,
Good
first
stuff.
off, shouts out to
That's-
GG Naturals for the $20.
Thank you for the
chat.
super chat.
Thank
Woo,
you.
woo.
Thanks
Thank you
for the
a little
super
birthday
chat.
love. Yeah, we're gonna keep this conversation, but I was at a school last week, and the little girl, I don't know, had to be 10th, 11th grade, something like that. I was like, "Who's gonna give me a birthday gift?" I was like, I'm on stage, and it's like 300-400 kids, and I'm like, "Yo, today's my birthday? Who's gonna give me a birthday gift?" And they just sitting around looking. I'm like, "Ain't nobody gonna give me no gift." So it was two girls in particular, no, a girl and a guy. And the girl was like, "Yo, happy birthday," and gave me an orange.
Oh,
Like, I ain't got much, but I give you an orange. And then the other little boy, he gave me like a what is it? The little granola bar. It was like, "Yo, happy birthday," and I gave them both $100.
I bet everybody had a gift after that.
Now everybody got a gift. But I appreciate it.
Oh, my
I appreciate
God.
it because I wanted to show them, like, when you give, you receive.
Yep.
When you give, you receive. And I have a bunch of people in my life, man. They give, and I almost feel obligated to make sure they're straight. You know what I mean? And I think there are some other people in my life that want to make sure I'm straight because I give to them, right? And so I say all that to say, give me a super chat, y'all.
It's the holidays, y'all.
Drop a super chat.
Now that was a pitch, boy.
Drop a super chat.
That was a
That
pitch.
lead-in was everything, wasn't it?
It was a story. It was a story, and I looked that kid in the eye, and I said,
You too.
But
Give
Dave,
David the gift of a good happy birthday.
share with those who are watching live where these super chats go to, because they don't just go into the pockets.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Drop
I
a
don't
super
do that.
chat.
So we are actually, I went to market. It's like a market day at MLK High School in Atlanta, where we thought it started at 1:30, but it ended at 1:30, so couldn't do anything. But they have like clothes set up, or cookies, or whatever you want to sell. You could bring it to school one day a month, and they are learning entrepreneurship. So we take a percentage of all the super chats, and we're going to support entrepreneurs.
Thanks for the super chat.
We're going into the schools heavy 2024, and some of the kids have the drive, the motivation, they're coachable. They just need a little bit of help.
Yeah.
So we're looking to identify those kids, and it's not a loan. I'm not taking no percentage of their company, but I want to be able to invest $1,000 into their first product. I want to be able to invest $500, and we do it now, but I want to have the community.
I was about to say, any partnership that you, please call me. 'cause
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I'm
we
a
locked
sociology
in.
major. I love the kids.
Actually, what is the date? January 8th. January 8th, we're putting on an assembly at Martin Luther King High School, and they don't know, but we're going to give away some money. So, I'm bringing some friends with me. Y'all can definitely pull up.
My mom, she got
Keita!
Come on, Mom.
With the 1999 super chat. Appreciate the support. The seeds that you all plant in this live, I promise you, they're going to grow not only in someone else's life, but in your own life. Don't ask me how it works. I don't have a science. I don't have a formula. But I'm telling you, every time I planted a seed, it grew. And maybe not in the same area.
Right.
But you do something nice for somebody today, and it just shows up in a blessing 3 weeks, 3 years later. So put a seed in the ground, you all, so we can support these kids in business. Okay.
Drop a super chat.
Now let's get into this conversation. We're talking about launching a business. We'll talk about launching first, and then we're going to talk about gaining exposure. But I think it's kind of one and the same. And your whole business is predicated on launching a business. So talk to us about the psychology in launching a business, not just starting a business.
Ooh, okay. So the psychology, I honestly, when it comes down to like launching, because I used to work with people with they was launching a new business, but even the term launching, when you
Thanks
think
for
about
the
somebody
super
just like
chat.
coming out in the whole world, or not even the whole world, but a lot of people know what it is that they're launching. They know the benefits of it. They know even how it's going to make my life or your life better. Basically, like if I have a skincare line, when you launch it, I should hear about it if I'm following you on your email list. Even if I'm not, I should, somewhere on Instagram, TikTok, anywhere, I should be aware or become aware that, you exist. And even with like that, a lot of people think that it stops there. Like, oh, somebody follow me, I'm getting a lot of followers. So it's like the first thing I look at with launching is metrics. Your numbers.
Thanks for the
Who
super
told
chat.
you need to launch this? Like, who told you they wanted it? Who told you that, like, what are the struggles that they're dealing with that this could help them, not deal with after consuming your product or using your product? And then it's like, are you even talking to the right person? So first starting at the metrics and just like your targeting, your messaging, I feel like that's the first start to how your launch is going to end. Specifically because if I don't know that you're talking to me, I relate a lot with launching to real life situations. So if I'm just sitting here and I'm talking without saying a name, who's gonna know that I'm talking to them? I'm just like, yeah, because I was thinking about starting a podcast. You're gonna be like, she talking to me. But when I say David, or when I say if anybody else has started a podcast, this is what I was thinking about doing. Now, everybody who fits in that criteria, you're gonna listen to me now.
That's good.
So I feel like with launching, people look at it as I have a new product that just touched the market. But that's more, that's just like anybody could do that. A 14-year-old can, I got a lip gloss, a lip balm, and I just want to release it. That's the better word, release. A lot of people are releasing things, but they're not launching. So when it comes down to launching,
That's a bar.
The first thing, like I said, your numbers, but now it's like your positioning. When you're launching something, how did you position it? Is it in a way to where because there are so many different people that can use the same product, but trying to, attract everybody, somebody's in that mix, gonna feel like, I don't need that from a marketing aspect. So it's like, how can we filter it and make it to where, okay, this group of people know that it's for them. I feel like that's the next most important thing with launching, because I gotta know that this is for me and that it can help me in my life, my business, my relationship. Like those are pretty much the three areas: your relationships, your business, and your personal. We're all looking for things to be relieved or just kind of like solutions for those three areas in life.
Sure.
So it's just like, even with personal, if it's a skincare business, personally, I may have skincare issues and it may lower my confidence. So it's like, what are you qualified? What avenue are you qualified to take me down? Are you qualified to tell me or to market to me, oh, I'm going to clear your skin? Or are you more qualified for, with clearing your skin, this is going to boost your confidence?
Thanks for the super chat.
Because some people, and I'm not saying this is everybody, but some people, they just think about the simple, I'm just going to clear skin with this product.
Gotcha.
But how can I follow you as a brand when you are you just clearing skin? I don't know nothing about you. I don't have a messaging. I don't know why you started this. I don't know who you're helping. I don't know much. I just know you have a product.
Yeah.
So now, can you build more of a brand? And that leads me into the next thing. A part of the psychology is branding before you launch. A lot of people want to launch and brand at the same time. It don't work like that.
So branding, is that the lead up before you ask them to buy?
Yeah. So that's what we do. In my agency, if you come to me and you're branding, let's just say you don't have a logo, or your logo is kind of fuzzy. I'm not going to say ugly, but it's kind of fuzzy.
There's some ugly logos out there.
And you don't have the audience. It's kind of like, are we launching for profit or launching for brand awareness?
Thanks for the
brand
super
awareness.
chat.
How can we launch for brand awareness? What do we need for that awareness? We're going to need to be visually appealing first. So that's why branding comes first to me, because I work with a lot of the beauty industry. So everybody is used to things looking cute already. And it's like, if it don't look good, I might not buy it. They're going off of what they're conditioned to, beauty, pretty, cute. It got to look nice. So if you come and it's like your logo glitter and fuzzy and all of that, I have a brand strategist. We're going to go through the brand strategist first. Because if you don't have a logo that looks the part, 9 times out of 10, you don't even understand your client or your customer.
Gotcha.
You don't even know who you're marketing to.
I want to know, Rozier, somebody comes
Thanks
to
for
you
the super
and
chat.
they say, hey, I'm about to launch this product, book, funnel, coaching program, whatever, right? What's the pre-work? Like she's saying, I got to go to branding first. what's the pre-work or the checklist that you have to hit before you say, okay, now we can launch?
Perfect. So it's dope that you asked that. We actually repositioned an offer. We call it 5-Figure Months Mastermind. The sole focus of that program is to create for people a monthly launch and sales system. So the pre-work,
a monthly
launch and sales system, which is my main point. First thing they would have to know is that launching is not a one-time event. The average business owner does not have consistent or predictability in their income because they launch one time and they think they have to shift to a new product. My motto is to teach people how to take what billion-dollar companies do and implement it into their business. So for instance, McDonald's does Monopoly during the summer. Right after Monopoly, they then move into getting ready for Halloween. Right after that, they do Christmas, and there's a ongoing launch cycle. If you look at the mall, every 90 days, there's a new launch cycle of some way to bring in new people to increase frequency, traffic, revenue, or get new people in the door. So as a business owner, what I tell people to do is every month on your calendar, you should have a cash flow day. So if you say, hey, every fourth Friday or every last week of the month, or if we use a morning meetup as an avatar, if we say, hey, we're doing a monthly launch cycle for morning meetup, we then start thinking through, this is the pre-work. All right, what are we trying to do? Are we trying to get a win-back process for people who canceled, or are we trying to get new people? We have to have a goal for the monthly launch.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah.
So the first thing I would tell a person, I would break their limiting beliefs surrounding a launch happening one time. A launch happens every single month. So if it's on the calendar to launch once a month, we pick the date of when we launch, what type of marketing event we're going to do to launch.
Can you launch anybody?
Yes.
Anybody?
Yeah. 100%.
Anybody?
Yes. Yes.
So
the work is going to be different, right? The pre-work is going to be different, but yes, you can. If a person is just in ideation mode, you can launch in ideation mode. The difference would be we would create what we call an ATM offer because the person hasn't validated their brand, they haven't validated their message or their audience. So we wouldn't go high ticket. We would create, why do I call it ATM offer? It's something where the price is low and the value is high and someone can easily buy. So now you're building an email list with a new vetted out audience where even if I don't trust you, if the value for it sees the price, I'll try you out. So now you're earning their business and you're segmenting the list with people that are interested in what you can sell later. So
That's
the
a
first day
bar.
we launch, let's say if we want $100 product, but we know it's worth $3,000, the person being on your email list and the lifetime value means more than what you lost on the $100 to $1,000 product. So we launch with that to now segment your list with new people that are interested that we can market to later. That's long term because we're launching every month. You get them on in January, your monthly launch cycle. Hey, by May, we want to test and see if we can do an email launch and only launch to people on the email list that came in January. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know if we had talked about it on this live or I was just talking to somebody, but it helped me realize that the United States.
That was me.
That was you. Yeah.
Give my credit.
I didn't realize it, my man. Somebody told me. And the next time I share this, yo, did y'all know that America?
Can I
Please,
say that?
Share
So
that.
this is where the thought comes from. Every major company has monthly launch cycles. Only small businesses don't. So the United States is a business. Mm-hmm. This is why the moment you're born, you need a Social Security number. Same way we need an EIE number, right? From then on, you start looking and saying, here's how it works. You need 70% consumption. If not, we go into a recession, right? So 70% consumption has to be maintained. How does the United States government maintain 70% consumption? Every 30 to 60 days, there is a marketing campaign to stimulate revenue. So if you look, you have February, which is Valentine's Day, made up day, right? Made up day, right? So February, Valentine's Day, you roll over and you typically are going to have Easter, I won't get into that.
April, yeah.
You're going to have some things in April and May. You're going to have, Memorial Day in May. Right after May, you're going to roll into July, 4th of July, where people feel like they have to travel. So you're going to stimulate tourism. You're going to stimulate flight. Yep. Cookouts, food, crazy. Groceries. You're going to roll into August where normally there's going to be something that is statewide on the
Thanks
calendar.
for the super chat.
Labor Day, back to school. There's this big, We're going back to school. Make sure they get their book
100%.
bags. That's
You're
that's
going to have
wild.
that, and that's going to stimulate everything from mall, travel, tourism. You look in Labor Day, you're going to have Halloween in October. You're going to have Thanksgiving in November. You're going to have Christmas in December and start the cycle all over again. So every 30 to 60 days, that's a monthly lunch campaign where now, here's the thing. If you decide to do nothing for Christmas, people feel like, so you're just sitting at home? It's pressure to travel, to spend money, where you literally feel weird if you don't. That's marketing, right? So business owners can do the same if you look at Apple, where they might have a 1-year campaign for their cell phone, but you're going to have quarterly campaigns for iPads and for some of the other items. Yeah. And then you have upgrades at the halfway mark, like the 6-month mark. Every business needs a monthly launch cycle, and this is what we teach. If you don't mind, I can tell you how it goes.
Go for it. We got a board, too.
I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do
got
it.
a board. I just want to let you know that we have one.
I ain't
You
gonna
may
do
not
it.
know we have one.
I might at some point. So I would just say 5 simple steps, and I don't want to overtalk because you were sharing some phenomenal things. But just to make it simple, so it's practical for someone to have a month. Like, how do you do this? And I know what it's like to hear great information on a podcast and be sitting at home like, but how? So to make it into 5 simple steps, the first part of a monthly launch is if you say at the end of each month, we're using social proof as the avatar. The first step of a launch every month is an awareness campaign. How do we make new people aware? In the awareness campaign, this is where posting comes in. This is where ads come in. This is where getting on podcasts come in. It is people who didn't know who Marcus was can now become aware of me. In the awareness campaign, you're tracking data to see how many people that are aware that now you can see if they're interested. So they have to take an action for you to gauge how much of the awareness is actually people that want to work with you. So awareness and attraction are 2 separate things. Make sense? So you go real heavy on when I get ready to do an event, or if you know it's the end of the month, this is where you go heavy for a whole week talking about one message. Don't forget end of the month, blah, 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 we're doing this. You're making people who even follow you aware of the fact of what you're doing. So that's the first phase. Second phase would be the capture phase. You want to see if 3,000 impressions happen from the awareness phase and only 200 people are on the list, that's real data now. 3,000 people are aware, only 200 are captured. This is a new segmented list. From there, we go so step 1 would be awareness. Step 2 would be the capture phase.
I hate to interrupt you, but there's a lot of people that say
They want
use
you
the
to use
board.
the
It's a
board.
lot of people. Use the board.
Take
Use the
notes.
board.
They wanna-
Use the board. Use the board.
They want to be able to screenshot
Oh, my God.
Free smoke, free
I just
smoke.
wanted
Okay.
to share that with you. I don't know if you don't have to.
I
I'm
can
just
do it
saying.
quickly because I want her. I don't want to dominate the conversation.
Yeah, bro,
And
we
it's
got,
like,
we got 3 hours. All right. We got time.
great
Okay.
information.
And while you're preparing for that, you do PR, so I want to have the conversation. So just start preparing yourself. I want to have the conversation for when a client is they're wanting to launch something, right? So you're the one that got to get them into the magazines and all that kind of stuff. Are we plugged in? Press the button with your finger. All right, hit the button in the back. What's called? Make sure it's plugged in all the way in the back. Yeah, right. Not out of the back of the board. Okay, we're gonna get that together for you. Marcus is coming with the 5 steps. We about to figure that out. Okay, a client comes to you.
Yes.
And they're like, okay, I want to launch this product. You're the person that does what?
I am the person that brings greater attention and
Thanks for the
awareness to
super
product.
chat.
Okay.
And so what I want to do before I explain that is I want to kind of give a quick story on how PR actually works. Because a lot of the reason people have problems with PR is because they don't actually understand it. And so, when people come to you and the expectation is a return on investment, you aren't looking for a publicist. A publicist isn't there to make you money. Absolutely, there's a potential to make money on the back end once you've been interviewed and you're seen in different places and everything, but we are not the money makers for you. So you should never go to a publicist with the mindset of how much money will I make after I hire a publicist?
Gotcha.
Or what's going to be my return for paying for a publicist? Because we are storytellers. That's what we do. We tell your story. We bring attention to you. To your point, magazine, interviews, radios, television shows, national television shows. These are all parts of earned media. Public relations works in earned media, which is free media. So if you are paying for interviews, which I know is popular now, that's really advertising. Or when you see those advertisements that say get in Forbes for $99, or I can guarantee you placements. Those are things that you know to run from. If you talk to a publicist and they're like, well, I can guarantee you 10 placements a month, and these things, like, that's not PR. They're paying for publications, they're paying for interviews, they're paying for advertorials, because with PR, there are no guarantees, which is another turnoff, because people are like, if I'm paying all these thousands of dollars a month and you're telling me you can't guarantee me anything, I don't understand that. And that's because the work that goes involved or goes into getting you free interviews is the work that we do. We are the ones who are bringing attention. So to your point about launching.
Thanks for the super chat.
Working with marketing or branding person, we're going to be strategic in doing a press release. A lot of people are still, like, they feel like, oh no, press releases don't work. Press releases absolutely do work. They work for what they're supposed to work for. A press release is there to have a digital footprint and a landscape for people to go back to reference what it is you do, who you are, why should I be interested in you? And so with that press release, once we send that out, then the follow-up happens. Then we're calling the television stations, the radio stations, we're calling the national outlets, we're calling the Drew Barrymores and Jennifer Hudson, Sherry Shepherd, those places, because we are trying to get you free media. You should not have to pay any more for any awareness outside of what your monthly retainer is for public relations. So none of my clients pay for interviews unless it's something that they absolutely want to do. If it's a platform they want to support, then they pay for it. But if people come to me, or if my clients say someone approached me and, they said I can be in Fortune, but I just had to pay $5.99. Okay, well, we're going to tell that person no. And then we're going to go to the real Fortune, and, because that's earned media. So
Gotcha.
You should not pay whatever you're paying for your monthly public relations plan is inclusive of all of your pitching, writing, reach outs, email, follow-up, everything. There should be no other money coming out of your pocket when it comes to public relations.
Gotcha. Okay.
I just learned something.
Yeah. All right, Marcus, let's do this. Let's do this. The monthly launch, 3 cash flow.
Wait, I thought it was 5 steps.
And
It is
and
5.
cash flow.
And cash flow. All right, let me do it this way.
Oh, and cash flow. I thought it was the 3.
Trying to play.
I said, what? Go to the board, Reese.
Let's
All
do
right.
it. Let's add and for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Monthly launch and cash flow. Okay, what we got?
This is a system. The best ways for y'all to see it. I'm going to do it in steps. It ain't nothing but a funnel. Most people think a funnel is pages. Where am I looking? Right here? All right, it ain't nothing but a funnel. So people think a funnel is pages, softwares. It's not. A funnel is the process that you or someone creates to take someone from not knowing who you are to knowing, trusting, and buying from you. Right?
That's
the
a
system.
bar.
So if we have awareness, this is very simple. This is just how you capture the attention of people and how you attract them to buy. So 2 things you're trying to do in awareness. If we're using social proof as an avatar, people are aware of the David Shands, they're aware of the podcast, but you have to constantly make them aware of the fact that every day, instead of just watching podcasts that are not structured in their learning, they can have a structured environment known as the morning meetup, where it is community, you get access to courses, you get details, where you can even bring questions from the podcast to Thursday's call to get questions answered. Some of your favorite interviews, you can actually learn from them specifically. See how I'm selling the program. That's awareness.
For sure. No, I keep going.
He gonna get you some customers.
Keep going, brother. Keep going.
But what did we just do? We took the awareness of morning meetup and made you aware of some of the details that's happening in it. That's an awareness campaign. If we took people in the morning meetup and did a whole mashup of just the community, the awareness of community, the awareness of the information, the awareness of the book club, the awareness of the in-person meetup, the awareness of the cost. See what we're doing? Yeah. We're taking small nuances surrounding it, and for that whole week, if we said for the first 7 days is our awareness campaign, because this got to launch every month. Step 2 is capture. Every time you post about awareness, you need a way to capture people's information. It doesn't have to be free. It could be a morning meetup sneak peek where you get a chance to get access to our Thursday Q&A call to ask questions and see the community, or a sneak peek into X, Y, and Z, right? So that's capture. I want to go slow so people get it. Step 3, I call this the dating phase. Here's why I call it dating. Because this whole process, and I'll say it quick, the same way that you get to know a woman is the same way that you build a relationship with a customer. So a person didn't know you exist. You in the mall. Shout out to my partners who's still out here. Hey, excuse me, Miss Lady. Shout in with the white pants, with the white shirt, with the white shoes, with the white. I'm talking about a full rundown.
Miss Lady.
Excuse me. Not excuse me, excuse me. That's the way that's really what we're doing online. All these people are there. We're trying to make people aware. We're then asking for their phone number, their email. Excuse me, how do I stay in contact with you? And now the follow-up, you finna good morning, beautiful them to death. Yeah.
Hey, big head.
But this, in essence, is email marketing, but it's segmented based on what they open, what they read, what they do, what they don't do. Most people do not allow a person to get to know them in the email marketing. They immediately go into selling. Don't nobody want to go on a date with somebody who only talk about themselves. So great email marketing should be person to person, where it literally should have, I think, great emails. If somebody's listening to this to write it out, an email that no one uses is an FAQ email. Take the questions people have asked you before and turn it into an email. Why? You're overcoming every objection they have and framing for them how they can make the decision. Make sense?
Yep.
Moving fast. This is a whole lot to teach.
Y'all writing down this free game.
Oh, yeah, man. Y'all making this free smoke.
Free smoke, free smoke.
I think this is what me and you talked about before. You can't be on free smoke and not know your stuff because you don't know where the conversation's gonna go.
Right.
You gotta actually, have this in your head. This ain't like, have my team send me my notes.
Not a super chat.
Yeah. Step 4 is the proposal. This is where you're actually asking them to buy, which is okay, and you're showing them what else they can do if they don't buy. That's simple. And step 5 is the marriage. Now I'm gonna break this down. How does this become a monthly lunch? I hope they can read this. Yep. How does this become a monthly lunch? Because if you got step 4 of the dating phase, which is email marketing, and you're going to propose to someone, you can't propose without inviting a person to a date. The date is more important than the actual proposal because it's where you propose that determines if they say yes or not. This then becomes, let me extract this and put it over here. You got to plan a date. We call them marketing events. Are you going to propose at a webinar, a challenge, an enrollment call, a live event? Where does the proposal happen? And every month you should be planning a date to invite the whole internet to for you to propose. This is how a monthly lunch happens. This is how you create cash flow days. Because if you do this correctly and all your content points to capture, points to dating, points to proposal, and you get 1,000 people a month, new people on your list, and even 100 show up, 10% conversion, which is super low on a $1,000 product, you're averaging a 5-figure day. This is why we call it 5-figure months mastermind. Because we're structuring their offer, we're writing their email, we're building their funnel so we know what's in it, we're teaching them the launch plan, and we give them a sales script. So you're closing on the date and on the back end. Mm-hmm. You can't be in the program if you don't have something to sell for at least $1,000. So I got to get you 10 people a month. Yeah. See what I'm saying? Yes. And the marriage is what happens after they take your offer. This is where the business model happens. To say, after they sign up for morning meetup, how else can they work with you? How do you continue the relationship? That's a monthly lunch and sales cycle.
Solid. I know.
Oh, my God.
Good stuff, man. I hope y'all are taking these notes. I hope y'all getting this. So, as a publicist, okay, because I think, and now I'm seeing it, this is very educational for me. We need to have a system. So I have an event coming up. Yes. And I'm thinking there's a lot of people that have an event, or I'm going to be launching this book or whatever. On one side, I need to understand the digital marketing strategy. Your side is exposure. How can I get more exposure to you so that your digital marketing strategy takes over, right? So what are the things that you are considering when someone comes to you and say, hey, I'm about to launch this? Where does your mind automatically go?
What are you about to launch and why? Okay. It's because a lot of people, everyone has a story, right? And everybody feels like their story is the best story since sliced bread. It's it's just like, I did ABC 1, 2, 3, and no one's ever done that before. But then when you search, you're like, well, I see like 10 other people that did this. You know what I mean? Because everybody feels like their story is the best story, but they don't do their due diligence, right? They aren't searching to see if it's happened before. And so that's why for me, whenever I have a conversation with potential clients, I'm doing my due diligence to see, where are you in the marketplace? Is there someone that's already done what you've done before? What is the relevance? Are people going to be interested in this? Because although your story is an amazing story in your head, that's not the story that everybody wants to write about. Not, from a writing business perspective, because journalists are employees as well. So it's, and people always talk about relationships. Oh, well, like my publicist has this, you have to have relationships. The relationships are amazing. Yes, relationships help and they work. However, if I reach out to a journalist and they have a breaking news story, or if you aren't aligned with their editorial calendar, or if they aren't covering what's going on with you right now, then it doesn't matter the relationship, because they have to answer to someone else. And then also, there are stories that, I've had clients that'll do an interview in January and the story won't come out until May or April or something like that, because again, it has to align with the editorial calendar. It has to make sense for them to write about it.
Right.
And so when you come to me, if you're launching a book, then I'm looking to see what space does this book align with. I wrote I have a calendar, a pitch planner. It's called Pitching Ain't Easy. And this pitch calendar.
I like that. Pitching ain't easy.
Pitching ain't easy. And so it has every awareness day for every month, because I let my clients know, okay, we know in March is Women's History Month. We know we can align what stories we can do for Women's History Month. We know I have a client that works in sustainability, so we know what months are sustainable days and awareness for the environment. It always has to align, so we want to make sure that we're aligning with what is needed in that marketplace and in that space. And so once you come to me, then we're going to do, especially for book launches, press releases are always good for book launches, because it's a book. People want to see that digital footprint. People want to see what the book is about. And then again, reaching out to book clubs, reaching out to journalists who cover books, reaching out to independent bookstores a lot now, like urban bookstores, are a lot of bookstores, not just urban, but a lot of bookstores have gone by the wayside, right? So you want to make sure that you are, because that's helping both sides, right? Even from a marketing perspective, when we reach out to these bookstores, you're bringing people in. So that's more income for them, or more, people coming into the doors for them. But then also as people that are bringing attention and awareness to your book. And so for all of my clients, I'm reaching out because, and then I do what I am pleased about with myself, because I go above and beyond. Like even, going back to Gracie's Corner, I had them, they were nominated at Afrotech for Future Founders year before. And so there was a segment that Chameleonaire had. And man, did I put a target on Chameleonaire's back, right? Because I know what he does now outside, for those who aren't familiar with Chameleonaire. Outside of rapping, like now he does investments and he's real heavy in that space. And so when I saw that he was doing a presentation, I was like, man, that's who I need to speak with. I even changed my flight to get to Austin a day earlier so that I can make sure that I could sit on his platform. And so got in there, made sure I got the mic. I was like, hey, I represent Gracie's Corner. Everybody's like, oh my God, I love Gracie's Corner, this, and the third. And so we had a call with Chameleonaire. And the first thing he said when we got on that call was, did your publicist tell you all how we met? Because publicists don't do that.
Right.
And so I love that, because for me, when my clients look good, I look good. So reputation matters, right? Like it's amazing to leave an impression on people for the work that you do and the good that you do for others. And so it was great for him and for me to hear that from him, because I didn't ask, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I didn't know he was going to say that on the call. But that's what I do. So for my clients, I'm reaching out for opportunities for them to speak on panels. None of them paid. Some of them are paid, like I said.
That wouldn't be like a manager though, getting.
Yes. Well, no, so that's what I was getting ready to say. So like paid speaking engagements, definitely managerial. Like that's for a manager, talent booker, things of that nature. But when you look at Essence Fest, some of the smaller stages at Essence, the stages at Revolt, like some of the smaller stages where they haven't gotten to the platform where they're getting paid, but they're looking for content. Those, of course, aren't paid opportunities, but like I said earlier, on the back end, you can get paid because now you're on this platform and Essence sees you, or Strength of a Woman sees you, these festivals see you, and now they want to bring you back and actually pay you. So I'm not looking for paid opportunities. I'm not out there deliberately saying, no, you need to pay my client like $10,000 or something like that. I'm looking for opportunities that are going to move you to a paid position.
Got it. Okay. And so, Nella, we got any call-ins?
Not a call-in yet, but we have questions that were texted. Not a call-in yet, but we have questions that were texted.
Okay. Hey, guys, call in. Use the call-in live number, 404-421-5732. We would love to hear from you and answer your questions live about your launch. What we got, Nella?
Okay, so this question is from Jackie. And so Jackie asked, for someone just starting a service-based side hustle and wanting to gain clients, such as a photographer or videographer, what is the first thing they should do to get clients? Is it pitching to people or just posting on social media? How does this process work if they have no prior clients?
Free smoke, free smoke.
Let's hear from you. Let's start off with you. Okay, service-based, they're photographer, videographer, shoe cleaner, and they need clients.
Okay. Yes. So it's a few different angles. I will say, how can I? Okay, so the first thing for me would be, like Marcus had told us, as far as with the awareness stage, I feel like you can't really do much if nobody is aware of you. So then you ask yourself, like, how do I get people aware? Like, how do I make people aware that I exist and what it is that I'm trying to do, and even just trust what it is that I'm trying to do, right? So with trusting and, just making people aware, the first thing is, like, I know you mentioned, I think they mentioned posting, right? Of course, posting is one of the things, anything that is going to bring people to be aware that you exist. So, like, even if they like, Dave, I heard you got this segment where I could pay $2,500 and come and, speak on your podcast. That's awareness, because now you picked up Dave's audience and now you can start to nurture them. Now, don't fumble, don't drop the ball, because the worst thing is when you pick up a strong audience but you lose them. So it's like taking it back even more, being prepared for Dave's audience. So it's like, okay, what do I need? I need to, and that goes back to branding. You have some people, they don't really care about branding. And some coaches, they actually do successful launches and marketing even without the strongest branding. It just depends. Like, but for me personally, I have to have something that I remember you for. So your branding, like, I know for me, a lot of people know me as, the girl who do marketing. But if I was walking around here with trash, like, assets, branding assets, it's like, I mean, she do marketing, but how can I really trust her? So for me, it's like, I need to see a clean aesthetic to whatever it is that you're launching, and or the new business that you're getting into. Because when I see you, it's not a problem to where it's like, this is gonna make me see you, but when I see you, it needs to look like something I want to spend money on. So as being a part of Dave's audience, that you went on this podcast to tell them what it is that you're trying to launch, which is photography, videography. What now after that? Now what should I expect after that? Like, okay, I know that this is what you're doing, but now let's move it into, what is it that you're offering? Is it photography campaigns? Is it brand shoots? Is it videos for a rapper? Like, what angle are you trying to take it at? And now within that angle, sometimes you can refine that too from people's questions. So I can come and I can speak in your thing and tell them, like, look, I'm launching this. I'm a videographer. My best thing is like beta testing and getting those people that or going through and testing your process even before you even come and sit on Dave's couch to launch it to his audience. But it's like, a lot of people, they won't do that step. So if you miss out on that step, now some of the people from Dave's audience, you can take and be like, look, I want to offer this at not even a half off, more than half off price, because you haven't tested it. Do it even work? Like, what you're about to produce for me, is it going to get me to the desired, outcome that you're promising me? Or am I your test? If I'm your test, let me pay a little bit less, because I don't want to be a test and lose out on my money. Sure. If not, like, I make my clients, if they don't have any reviews, I'm like, look, you need to give this edge control to somebody for free because we need the review. The review can get you way further than if you like, look, pay $25. And they like, all right, if I paid, I ain't give you no review.
100%.
So I guess to kind of sum that up is, one, figure out how are you going to make people aware. And then once they are aware, what are they coming back to? So just making sure that the back end, it don't have to be perfect. I think you should just start, but definitely the basics. Like, you need email marketing. You need SMS marketing. You need a website. You need social. Those things. You need product photos, or if it's a service, you need the proof that you're qualified to do what it is that you want me to pay for. Those things, the social proof.
Sure.
At least get you 3 good people that you can like take these pictures for. And it's like, look, here's my portfolio. That portfolio is supposed to look like you've been in the game for about 2 years.
Sure.
I'm just being honest. Like, don't come to me and you don't got nothing to show. Like, that's going to be kind of hard. So you got the people, they will, be your beta test. Some people will.
If I had to give some advice, I would definitely, I don't know if is he new or her, is she new? Brand new? Some of the first things I'm going to consider, a lot of what you said was, one, identify what angle I'm coming into the market, because all videographers aren't created equal. There's some videographers that shoot podcasts. There's some videographers that shoot movies. There's some videographers that shoot skits, right? There's different types of videographers. So I think we need to identify what is it that we want to do with this camera, who we're going to do it for, what is the type of person that we're going to be looking for. So a videographer might say, well, I'm going to be doing podcasts. Well, you can have a person that's doing a podcast where there's like a sit-down setup, or there could be a person that's doing a podcast where they're out in the streets talking to people with a microphone. So who is it do I want to talk to? Or what is it that I want to do with this camera? Who do I want to do it for? And I would also really think through the pricing. Am I going premium, or am I going, what's the opposite of premium? Huh? Standard, no. Affordable. What did you, unleaded?
He said mid-grade.
Hey, yo.
You think I was talking about drugs? Oh, yeah. Okay, nah.
Oh my God.
You're doing a great job over there, brother. I ain't gonna lie to you. All right. No, yeah, I know. I am actually. I am. All right, so my man, I did the interview with Chris Lee, and he said there's 2 spaces you want to be in the market when you talk about pricing.
Yeah.
You either want to be the most expensive or the most inexpensive. He said in the middle is dangerous. So you can go low, like something fast, low quality, let me get my money in and out, right? I do lifestyle content. Like, we're going to come out, get our phone. You want some content for the week? We're going to shoot it on the phone, edit it something real quick, boom, got it for you, $200, easy. Or are we going to go premium, where he said, this was a dope interview. Make sure y'all go watch this interview with Chris Lee. He said when he's about to launch a business, and he had 2 9-figure exits, meaning 200 million plus exits, meaning you build something and sell it. So he said, when I first he said, I go premium. He said, my first thought is, when I'm coming into the market, I want to identify who's the most expensive, and I want to charge more than them. He said, if you are not the most expensive, you're doing the same work that you're not getting paid for, because whoever's the most expensive is probably doing the same thing that you're doing at a high level, of course. They're just charging more money, meaning you're just leaving money on the table because of your pricing structure. But he said, if you're in the middle, that is a losing battle, because you're always trying to be competitive. In fighting, trying to be competitive, what is everybody else charging? Oh, I'm going to charge around that. There's no competitive advantage. Sometimes I intentionally, like, I'm looking for a new mixer. So we only have 4 mic inputs on the Rodecaster. And I'm looking at this other one that has 6 inputs, meaning I could put 6 mics on that one. This one I can only put 4. But the one with 6 inputs is cheaper than the one that I'm using. And for some reason, in my spirit, I can't trust it.
Right.
Something wrong. Like, we run a good operation here. I need something that is going to work on a high level. So I'm looking, not the most expensive, but this price means something.
Yeah.
And the best might be lower, but it's just hard to trust it. So my point is, those are the three things I'll be looking at. What angle do I want to come into the market? What type of person am I trying to shoot? And what is going to be my pricing model on deliveries?
Can I
Drop
add to
a
that?
super chat.
Really quick, I just want to jump in really quick. For those that are trying to call in live with us, please do not call the number. Text your question to the number, and we will send you instructions on how to jump in on this conversation live, okay? So you will text the number that is on the screen, and then we will allow you to get on the live.
And that's a real cell phone, guys. So actually, I didn't want to say it, but I have that phone on me all the time. So just send me a text message. Yeah, look, this live goes forever. Now I don't answer it like that, but you're just texting the number. It's iPhone and everything. Like, that's the number to my number. So just send a text message, and then Nella will text you back. This isn't like what's it, the little automated text
system.
It's a real cell phone I paid a bill
Not
for.
building an estimate.
And so text Nella and be like, "Y'all want to be live?" She'll be like,
Thanks for the
And then-
super chat.
Yo, shouts
If
out,
your question is good, if it's good.
yo, shouts out to Elisa Applewhite. She always drop a 50 or 100 in this thing. Every episode.
Easy.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
This is why
Oh,
she
my
makes so much
God.
money. She's dropping seeds, man. Yo, shouts out to everybody. Let's do a quick
Let's do
super
a
chat
quick-
shout out. Let's run through these shout out, these super chats real quick. Now I'm gonna let you do it.
We're gonna stop from the tip top. First and foremost, thank you so much, Gigi Naturals, for
Number one.
$20 super chat. Next up, we have Kina360 for a $20. We're gonna say
That's Monet
$20.
Mama.
That's
Thanks for the
funny.
super chat.
Next up, we have Cope. Thank you so much for a $5 super chat.
Thanks for the
And then
super
after
chat.
that, we have the Inspired House, $25. Thank you so much.
Thanks
Up
for the
after
super
that,
chat.
Major Hustles. Thank you for your $10 super chat.
Come on with it.
Sharonda, thank you so much for your $20
Thanks
super
for the
chat.
super chat.
Eco, thank you so much for your $20 super chat.
Thank you.
Freddie Johnson, thank you so much for your $20 super chat. Jaskna,
It's up.
and thank you so much for your $5 super chat.
Birthday love.
Terrence, thank you so much for your $20 super chat.
That's my dad.
Thank you. Thank
Mama
you,
and Daddy.
Dad.
Shout out to Mama and Daddy. For the love.
Thanks for the super chat.
Shakita, thank you so much for your $20. Freddie spun the block. Thank you again for another $20 super chat.
Thanks
I
for the
Daydream,
super chat.
thank you so much for your $10 super chat. And the real Lisa Applewhite, always showing love. Thank you so much for your $50 super chat. Look,
Absolutely.
y'all, this money is going to the churn. Okay, it's going to the chillins.
Yeah, man.
So make sure
Hey,
you
hold
go
on, but
ahead.
some of them did say happy birthday, so
The money going to the children. The money.
I'm just saying they were giving it to me as a happy birthday. I didn't even get
Thank
me.
y'all
me.
so
You know
much.
what I mean? Oh my gosh.
I don't want to
Okay.
lose this.
Yes.
I don't want to lose this. I want to say
Thanks for the
what we
super
have gotten
chat.
away from in my past life. Because my bachelor's in public relations, my master's in marketing. So, but what we have gotten away from is grassroots in the streets, right? And so when you are brand new, take it to the streets. Like, do whatever your photography, get you a card, put it on some doors, put it on windshields, old school. For those of us that are old enough to remember, like, you come out, you might throw it on the street, but you know what I mean? But you saw it.
All right.
You saw it. And then, like Monet said too, like, use challenges and contests and everything to your advantage, because we are in this digital space. And so that's not just for new people. It's for people who are trying to grow and scale and, bring more attention and awareness. Do some challenges and some giveaways. Like you said, like if you just starting out, say I want to do like a $5 intro session or whatever. Or the $5 is just for my travel, or but I'm going to give you this photo shoot for free, just so people can see my work. And so that's how you build awareness around it.
That's
I
a
do want
bar.
to say I do want to say that doing something for free or doing something in a beta doesn't equate to you not being qualified to do what it is that you're looking to do. It's just, if you're trying to get on this digital space, it's like I'm a beginner at the digital part, but I'm really, really good at photography or videography, or because there's some people, if you tell them like, oh, well, don't charge too much because, you know, you just want to get social proof, they will mentally think that that means that, oh, I must, you know, because I got to build up my portfolio, I must not be good enough. So then their confidence starts to decrease. And when your confidence decreases, your price point going to stay where your confidence at. So now it's like, still come in, like, soon as you get that 3-4 people beta testing, you could shoot up the premium.
Yep.
You got the work. It's just like, I wouldn't start at like, oh, I do photography, I'm gonna charge $2,500, campaign 10 photos and 3 reels. I wouldn't start there. But does that, if you went to like photography or videography school, you may be qualified to do that. But us on the internet, we don't care about that. We just want to see the work. So now once we see the work and we see like, oh yeah, he qualified. Now $2,500, it makes sense because you making stuff fly and set on fire in the campaign. And I'm like, how you do that? So now it just built that up for me. Whereas if you, like you said, if you're in person, somebody that's you in person with, you can kind of show them some of the things that, you know, you've done. They're not looking at it from a digital standpoint, so they don't have much to compare to at that time other than what they visually saw. But it doesn't equate to like how good you are. It's just me, you got to build it up online. It's a different world online. Like online is different.
And sometimes your good isn't just your ability to shoot or record. Good also goes into who you are as a person and your ability to handle business, your ability to talk to people, your ability to like move through a room. You know what I mean? So I think that even adds to the experience. I've worked with some people, they weren't the best at what they did, but their attitude and the way they handle business and kind of how they move. I'm like, yo, you're encouraging to be around. So I keep you on. You're easy to work with. Goodness gracious. Some people are just not easy
that goes back
to work
to customer
with.
service that we spoke about earlier.
Facts. Goodness gracious. We got another question?
Put me on. We do have some questions. All right. This question is for one of our team members here. Okay. So, Reese, I have a question. I have a question for the guy in the back with the hat.
Yo, you know what's crazy? He
His fur hat.
specifically,
Actually, no.
I was about to say, I thought it was Reese. Reese specifically was like, yo, I don't want to be on camera. And the fact that they bring it up. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, actually, no, not for Reese. This is the fur hat.
Okay.
Okay. He says, I seen him do a podcast before and it went viral and it seems like he is everywhere. How do you stay consistent?
You viral?
Rocco, that question for
Rocco,
you.
you viral?
Hold on, wait. What you say?
He locked in.
We have a question for you. It says, all right, for the guy in the back with the fur hat on, I seen him do a podcast before and it went viral. And it seems like he is everywhere. How do you stay consistent?
Did you go viral?
Yeah, I said 300,000 views. I don't know that.
Yeah, you give him the mic. Give him the mic. Give him the mic. You need a mic because we got to hear it.
What's going on?
Go ahead, sit back down. There you go.
Morocco. You know, if you don't know me, Morocco Ali.
You hype, calm down. Chill out, bro. He's excited.
In the neighborhood.
I came to shoot. I ain't
Tell
know
them how
you
you went viral, Rocco. How you stay consistent?
You keep working. You gotta keep working. That's all I do. I've been keep working. I've been at it for 10 years, and I still feel like it's day one. Like I keep working. Like that's my key. I keep working.
I like it. I
Yeah,
like
keep
it.
working.
Cool. I think
Who said that? Who said
Blair?
that?
My client.
But yeah, you know, I did go viral a couple times, but you know, this ain't my shit. This y'all. I'm just here.
Oh my God.
I really just like you as a person for some reason. I don't know what it is, bro. You like somebody I want to like hang out with. He's who you go to the lounge with and just kick it. You know? Or just invite him over to a party, make the whole party lit. Oh, 100%.
Bring the hat.
Shouts out to D. Blair. That's your client?
Yeah.
D. Blair?
Blair is my client. Blair and I have been together for a long time. Love her. We have, and that's the thing also, interview, just like you interview anybody, interview your team members, publicists, managers, agents, like
For
everybody, because Blair and I have gone through several iterations with her career. When she and I first started working together, she was a celebrity trainer. And then she decided that she didn't want to be in the gym training anymore. And so she wrote a book, and then she became certified in health and wellness. And then she started doing conferences. So this is the second year that she's done her Resilient AF conference, which has been very good. But she does all of this while she is also Chief Master Sergeant in the Air Force. So Blair is in that 1%, less than 1% of Black women who holds the title of Chief Master Sergeant in the military.
Love it.
So like we've gone through those iterations and we've grown. But the thing about it is when we first started working together, we bumped heads so much. Like we fired each other several times. And it was just like, I don't think this is going to work. And she's like, no, it's going to work. And then she'll be like, well, no, I don't think this is going to work. And I'm like, well, it's going to work. But that's what you have to do. To your point, personality is important. Yeah. Customer service is important. Confidence is important. And being able to show and prove is important. And so Blair and I both have, we can trust each other's abilities. Like I can trust that she's going to listen to me, because initially, it's when you want to do it or you feel like you can do it yourself, like Monet and I spoke about off camera before we started. A lot of people have relationships or they say, I can do it myself. But why would you want to do it yourself? When you are the brand, people shouldn't have access to you. People shouldn't be able to call you and be like, hey, Blair, I want to do X, Y, and Z. Or, people like to circumvent and bump the system when they know they can, right? Yeah. And so if they know they have access to you, they're not going to go to your team. Because why do I need to go through a team when I can go directly to the person? Yeah. And so we've gotten to the point now where whenever anybody reaches out to her, several of my clients, whenever anybody reaches out to them, they stop and forward it right to me or connect them right to me, because it's like, look, Adrian will look at this and she's going to make sure, if we do it, if we don't do it. Because again, if somebody has direct access to you, they aren't going to always have your best interest at heart. They aren't going to see the value in you because they're like, man, come on, Marcus, we elementary school, what? Right? Nah, but that's why you have a team. And it doesn't make it any less of a relationship with that person. Right. Like I still value you as a person. We still friends. We still cool. But it's a business. Like I have structure. I have structure in my business to make sure that my business is where it's supposed to be and that you're receiving the value that you want from me.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, that is so. Oh.
I want to go. I want to go in a direction of how do we gain exposure, right? So finding, some of us have a gift and we are good at what we do, or we're a good person or whatever, but how do we start to let people know that we live here, that we live in this particular space? So anybody want to start with that?
I can start.
So I'm trying to get my brand out into the world. What do we do? Because it's not just a posting strategy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like we just post on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. So what are some strategies to gain exposure?
So for me, value, a lot of people value. I do feel like you said, it's not just a posting strategy. As far as anywhere you put yourself, you should be providing value. So even if you move your legs to go and walk into a room, if you're in a room with high-level entrepreneurs, high-level CEOs, you shouldn't leave that room without telling somebody your value and creating a valuable connection. So for me, even deeper than just, because I believe in creating an omnipresent brand. So some people, you'll ask them, like, what else are you on? They like, just Instagram. But like, what about LinkedIn? What about like Facebook? What about Twitter? What about like me being an agency owner? I have to be on these different networks because of the fact like LinkedIn, I just had to put up a posting for a designer 2 days ago. But if I didn't have LinkedIn, how was I going to do that? Yeah. So it's like, for me, it's deeper than the posting, but also creating those relationships, because I've gotten further with creating relationships and like building, like increasing my network, adding people to my network, but I wouldn't be able to add them to my network if I didn't have no value.
That's
so the valuable people that I now associate myself, even with like, Dave, I've been around for a minute. I'm like, Dave, so it's like I had to show that I had some value. I couldn't just, because what's going to make me different from somebody else that's like, hey, how do I build my business? How do I start my website? To your knowledge, I could have just been one of them.
For sure.
But I had to continue to build up my value. It don't matter where it was at. It could have been another podcast, Instagram. It could have been a magazine feature, a Forbes under 30 or whatever. But you had to see that for it to be like, let me kind of tune in a little bit and see what she rocking with. So a lot of people put the emphasis on just Instagram. It's bigger than Instagram.
Free
smoke, free
So
smoke.
as far as like gaining that exposure, just being everywhere, I like, and what she does is very, very, very valuable because I was telling her I worked with a publicist before, and I was telling her like, look, I need my brand everywhere. I don't care where you put it. Let me know, how much, and we're gonna do it like that. I realized my approach was wrong because I should have had specifically what I needed, where I needed my brand, what was my audience. I'm the type, I'm a delegation queen. Soon as I pay you, go ahead and do what you do. But I realized that's not even good for me that's being in leadership because I start treating my team like that. As soon as I give you this project, go create it, come back. I wasn't putting those in between SOPs like y'all check back in with me daily or check back in every 2 days. I was just like, look, you got this. Don't come back to me till you got it complete. So I realized like even somebody like her having like, okay, I need a billboard. I need 3 magazine features. I need an ad running. Like all of these things, they all hit at different approaches to where it's not just a posting strategy, it's more of an exposure strategy. But now when it's exposing, what is being exposed? Is it, oh, she don't really sound like she knows what she's talking about? Or is it, when I heard her, she really dropped some game. Like, so you gotta stay ready so you ain't gotta get ready. That's just how I feel about it.
I like that. We got a call in.
Yes, we have a call in. All right. So we have Tyler on the phone. Tyler, you are live with David and friends.
Hey,
What's up,
Tyler.
What up?
Hey, yes. Well, a brief summary of my story. I lost my ability to walk at 16. Relearned how to walk at the age of 20. Actually, I spoke briefly with Miss Donna Wiggins at the Invest Fest because I had to ride on the scooter. So I'm also a poetry author, but I want to get on platforms and become a motivational speaker so I can share my story to a small and vast audience. But I have no clue like what to do. I'm really stuck. I've tried different methods, and most of the sales I've gotten from my poetry book that I released in December last year come from family and friends and TikTok. But I just need that momentum to get my story out there and get my books out there because I know it's super valuable.
Got it. Okay, so your question is, how do you get more sales for your poetry book, correct?
Right, that could ultimately lead me into getting speaking engagements as well.
Got it. Roger?
That was my thing.
He pulled his mic close. I said, okay.
No, I was chilling. I'm loving the vibe because I'm taking notes and stuff. This has been great. So, number one, man, shout out to you. I heard the part about relearning how to walk. I don't think about just the strength that it took in your legs. I think about the strength that it took mentally to not be able to do something that we oftentimes take for granted. So shout out to you for that.
Thank you.
In reference to it, we should be family at this point. Can I, do you mind me offering you some coaching on your question?
Sure. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
I'm from Florida. You don't walk in people's house without permission. So
I love this guy, man.
I don't think that the goal should be to sell the book to get speaking engagements. These are two different interstates. They don't lead in the same direction. It actually slows down the process to get speaking if you're relying on me to read an entire book to make a buying decision to book you to speak. You're assuming that I'm going to buy it and read it in a condensed way and remember you and reach out to buy. That's not how things work. If the thing that you want them to book you for is speaking, the thing that you should be marketing and pushing is speaking. You don't sell me the book and then I, in my head, hear your voice and connect with you and resonate. These are two different things. So you sell food by letting people taste food. So if you're trying to get people to hear you speak, you need to package your speaking. Whether that's video experiences, whether that is a series, whether you tell people, like you can pre-record yourself in a 30-day window. Let's take the poetry book, man, break it into 30 pieces and tell people that you decided you want to motivate them every day from their cell phone, and now put in a drip campaign. You can literally take whatever you say in the book, put it into 30 emails, and that's your email lead list. That's number one. Number two.
Okay.
I hope you got that, or rewind this after this over. Do that. Right? Get in front of the camera. People invite you to do on their platform what you have done consistently on your own. Say it again. People invite you to do on their platform what you've done consistently on your own. Get loud, bro. Increase the output. When we say we're posting, normally that means once a day, twice a day, not saying you're only doing it that. I'm telling people, bro, your stories should be like dots all day long. This is free. What's up, family? Top of the morning, blah, 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 blah. Give me 10 stories. Give me 5 posts. I don't believe you can get that active. And somebody not say, hey, man, tell me more about, and tell people your real honest motive. So let's break it down in steps. Number one, I'm not saying don't sell the poetry book, but I am saying if the goal is speaking, lead people into how they can hear you speak. Number two, double your output. Give me 10 stories, 5 posts, go on all platforms. Every place that there is people, you should be putting your voice. Number three, at least twice a day, once in the morning, once at night, there should be a post that tell people your real intention. Hey, if you're watching this video and you're looking for someone to speak, give me 2 of them a day. Like a post that specifically tells people your real goal, and don't just tell them to book you to speak, but tell them why they should. You're looking for someone to speak. Here is what I want to do. I want to break down for you how to overcome the mental hurdles that I had to overcome to relearn how to walk. For you, it might not be walking. For you, it might be enlist the connection to your story and how you can help them. Give me 2 of them a day.
I want to add to that, and it's kind of on the flip side, because I pulled up your page and you have less than 1,000 followers. And so what that looks like to people is that you aren't engaged and you aren't active and you aren't actively trying to sell yourself. And so for me, listening to it, I would think that the emphasis should be on the book versus the speaking, because why does someone need you to speak over someone else, right? You need to create the reason, like I said earlier, like that's what the attention and awareness is. People need to understand why they should choose you over someone else. So if you have documented your journey, I don't know if you have videos, like from when you couldn't walk and, like whatever you have, old videos, we see those go viral all of the time. Start breaking up the old videos from when you couldn't walk, do voiceovers on them, share your passion, let people hear you. And again, like what Marcus said, break up the poetry book, add that to it, add that to your voiceover. Use that as the voiceover. Take a video of when you couldn't walk, put your poetry over top of that video to show how you had to rebuild and regain yourself. And so once people start following you, and then you have other people who have gone through it, because again, everybody feels like their story is the only story, but I promise you there are, and this is not to minimize your story, but I promise you there are hundreds, if not thousands of people who have had to relearn to walk after an accident or whatever it is that they did. So your story is not the only story, but people need to resonate with it. They need to feel like it is. They need to understand and hear from you and see, why should I write about you over someone else? And so you need to start setting these milestones for you. Right now you're at like 7 something. It was a quick glance. But you're less than 800 people right now. So I would give myself a goal. It's the holidays. By January 1st, get me to 800 people, right? Then by February, get me to 1,000 people. But these people need to see the resilience that you had. They need to see you overcoming the challenge of not being able to walk. And then now they can say, okay, this is somebody I want to know more about. This is somebody I want to hear from. And so when people start hearing your poetry as this voiceover, and people start recognizing and relating to the book, then speaking opportunities are going to come, because now they see your passion. They see your resilience. They see that you had to rebuild and regain. And now they want to hear from you.
100%.
Can I?
Go for it.
Okay, those were good. Actually, I'm gonna just bring it together, because I feel like both. I actually was gonna talk about the story, just like showing us more of the story. Because me personally, when I first became a coach, and then like my mom was like, "Look, you need to tell people how did you transition from doing lashes to coaching. Like that's a jump." And I'm like, "All right, how should I do it?" And she like tell them like be transparent. At that time, I was about want to say I was about 22 when I became a coach. And I was like, Mom, I'm not getting online telling people my business. Like, that's not going to happen. And she was like, nah, like, just be real. People like realness.
Yes.
And I was like, all right. So I prayed. I'm like, okay, let me do it. So I posted a picture of me and my daughter at a photo shoot that I had done, and I wrote a long caption. And the caption talked about how I was a single mom at the time. I literally didn't know if I was going to be able to do entrepreneurship and be a single mom. And then it talked about like me being from Jersey. Like, I'm from the hood, like the hoodest of the hood. And it's just like people look at me and they wouldn't know that. So I'm like, why would I tell them that? She like, tell them how, it was this and that going on and you was outside playing and it was shootout. I'm like, Mom, I'm not doing that. That's ghetto. But when I did it, I had so many people. Hey, Monet, is there a way that I can connect with you? I'm a single mom. Hey, Monet, is there a way that I can connect with you? I'm going through postpartum. Hey, Monet, is there a way that I can connect with you? I'm from the hood and I don't know how to get out. I see you out. Like, I didn't know that. So it came to the point where I had already had coaching calls. But so to kind of like tie it into your story, or just to what do you do now to get that exposure, definitely tell your story. But just like Marcus said, those are two avenues, but they also have different groups of people that they're going to appeal to. So the people who call you to speak, they're not going to read the book. So you can have the book for the people who, they want to learn your story, because those people who are wanting to learn the story and reading the book, they're going to build that momentum up for people to see that you're qualified to speak. So it's kind of like one of those things where not merging it to like a cause and effect. Like, I launched this book, I want to speak, but just having them on two different avenues. And I feel like they can both do what it is that you're trying to do, but definitely telling your story. And I don't know if you're moving people from TikTok to Instagram, but bouncing them back and forth. Like TikTok, they have a lot of people who they tie into stories. I get on TikTok today. The stories is sad. The music is sad. And I get caught up. I'm like, this part one, we're part two. And most of the times TikTok is weird because they'll show you part 6. So you gotta go
then
find
you gotta go back.
part 1 through 5. And before you know it, I'm on your Instagram. And if you got a book, I'm like, oh, okay. So I feel like that omnipresence, like really taking them, if you get a lot of traction from TikTok, take them to Instagram, but also positioning them people around a message. You told us your story, but make sure that like a lot of people think repetition is not what they need to do to get something, but you need to show people and continue to tell people the same thing. That's what I'm trying to get to. Like, everybody should know this is the guy who he did this at 16. He had to relearn how to walk at 20. That should be reiterated over and over and over again if that's where you want to start them. So.
I hope everybody here is taking notes, man. It's not about the product or the service. It's about the story. And if you become a good storyteller, people start to believe you.
Yes.
So we could have this product, right, where we're on here, on the live, and I'm saying, hey, give a super chat. It's a good thing to do. You should do that, right? But what did we do to it? We attached a story. Like, we're going to go into the hood and go to these kids and start to invest in their business. I'm telling you, these kids that we invest in today may employ your children tomorrow. They might give your kids their first job. These might be the people who provide an opportunity for you at some point. So if you can figure out how to tell a story, I'm telling you that the product or the service isn't as important as the story. So I think Apple is Apple because Steve Jobs became a really, really good storyteller about the future. It wasn't, this is a, hey guys, y'all can put a bunch of songs in this one little box. And we coming from the CD visor.
Yeah.
We coming from the, yo, I want to listen to something. You got the book. Let me go through the book.
You got the book. Oh my God.
Yo, half of the reason for having a book is to be cool to have a big book and be like, yo, he got everything. Remember you go to somebody's house and they got the movies lined
up.
up.
Old tower, listen.
The movies you'll never watch again. But when somebody come over and they see, yo, you got everything. That was part of it, right?
Yeah.
But Steve Jobs was like, yo, this isn't just being able to consolidate all that. Let me introduce you to the future. And he would paint I don't know if you ever seen one of them Steve Jobs keynotes, but he would paint a picture about the future of where things are going. I think Elon, he paints pictures, right? And that's why we're so bought into Tesla, not for the functionality of the car. I don't think they sell the functionality much. I think they sell the story, the community. Yo, we are planting chargers everywhere. Yo, we are gonna eliminate gas because our economy needs gas to be eliminated, pollution, things of that nature. The reason the whole world is crumbling and the
infrastructure isn't
polar
working.
ice caps are melting, and what is it? What's the little barrier between the sun and what is it called? Y'all say what?
No, the
little thing.
Oh
the little,
man, I know what you're talking about.
Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Oh
The
man,
little thing that protects the world.
Yes, the ozone.
The ozone layer.
Yes,
It's crumbling.
Yes.
Do you know why?
Because you need a Tesla.
Because you need a Tesla. That's why. Okay? And we are going to single-handedly solve this problem. Go buy a Tesla.
I'm a contribute.
Was before Tyler's question. Can we go back to that question? I had some good stuff, y'all.
That's how it get when you on these couches.
But we do have a caller on the
Oh,
line.
let's do it. I love a good caller.
A good
Let's go.
caller. All right, Freddie, you are on the line
Freddie.
with David
My
and
God.
friends on Free Smoke.
Hey, what's going on, family?
What up? What up?
I have a quick question. I have a beard oil line that I had launched, and I'm looking to find the most effective way to market it. There's so many different marketing styles out here, so I'm wondering, how do I find the best type of marketing that's tailored for my lane?
I saw that super chat you dropped, Freddie.
Yeah,
Good
shouts
stuff.
out to Freddie. He dropped the chat, so we got to show him some love.
Two of them.
So what's the name of your beard oil?
King's Chambers beard oil.
King's Chambers beard oil. Tell us the story. Sell us.
Okay. I had clients that was coming to me and they were asking me what type of beard oil they should use because they were trying to grow their beard. They were trying to manage it better because it was knotting up on them, napping up on them. They were having, spots that were falling out and things of that nature. And what I would do is I would go in and research different types of beard oils. But what I noticed is that the beard oils had a lot of chemicals in them. And I didn't feel comfortable, going ahead and promoting beard oils that would be potentially harmful because I'm finding out that a lot of these products have carcinogens in them. And so I wanted to be able to recommend something to them that would be better for them. And so I was talking about that specific challenge to one of my clients, and he was telling me, he said, well, why don't you just, put your own together? It's like you smart, you know what I'm saying? Because he knows that I went to school to be a doctor, but I chose to be a barber.
It's a long story.
I was getting ready to say, Freddie, the first thing you need to do is work on your elevator pitch. You got to get this elevator pitch. Your elevator pitch, when somebody says, tell us about it, you're supposed to be like, boom, 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 boom. You can't even, and then you started with, you can't, when somebody says, tell us about it, that elevator pitch needs to be short, succinct. It needs to be there. A minute, 30 seconds, go. What can you tell us about your beard oil in 30 seconds?
Mm-hmm. All right, so
it's all natural, essential oils. It's like a multivitamin for your beard. A lot of beard oils only use just like a few oils, but I use 8 different oils. Okay, so it's like a multivitamin for your beard. It hits all different levels to help your beard to grow, condition, to be maintained, and things of that nature. And it smells good. I use some essential oils that, women would love too. So, when you're sitting next to your boo, she's going to notice that you're using it. And it's going to be
that was a good one.
I like how he pivoted. That pivot was quick, though. He took the constructive criticism and said, all right, I got the time. I'm about to do it again. That's a good characteristic trait to have. I'm a pivot quick. So that was
Thank you for the opportunity.
All right, cool. So how do we sell? How do we sell the beard oil? Anybody got anything else for him? Real quick, let's get it started.
I feel like you definitely. No. I feel like you definitely need to work on your pitch. You need to get that elevator pitch packaged, right? Like it needs to roll off of your tongue. It needs to come from your toes. Like when somebody says, Tell me about your beard oil. You're supposed to be like, my beard oil uses essential oil. It is a multivitamin for your beard. You've never smelled anything like this. Your boo is going to appreciate it. You need to check it out at www. blah, 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 blah. Like, you need to have all of that. Yeah, like, it needs to be short, to the point. It needs to answer the question. And that's where we lose a lot of people, is because somebody will say, answer a question. And when you go to answer the question, you got to give the whole backstory.
You
got
don't
to
answer the question to the end.
You know, I was 12 and my grandmother said, your beard ain't going to connect, Freddie. And you know.
It ain't never going to.
And so it's like, we feel like we supposed to give the whole backstory. Like, you can't give, your pitch should be your pitch. Yeah. And then once you pull somebody in, then you do the backstory. But it has to grab them. From the moment that the elevator doors open, they need to be like, I do blah, 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 blah. Right. And then let them ask the questions.
So for those that are listening, okay, because we're helping you, Freddie, but we're helping everybody else.
Yes.
Spend time working on your ability to articulate your idea.
Yes.
Okay, spend time working on your ability. You should be in the shower, in your room, while you're getting dressed, in your car. Just if you got a chance to sit in front of somebody who's going to give you $1 million of investment capital, you need to be practicing that. So what you got?
My thing is, when I think about like bigger companies, like, I don't know if y'all have ever like just come across a company where they're selling something that's fruity, and like from the advertisement, you can smell it. Like, I feel like the visual part of what you're doing, like with the essential oils, like you've identified, one, how you're different from other companies, but two, how could you help somebody, you know, with a beard or, you know, trying to grow out their beard. But I think too, having that visual where it's like, I can see the people who they didn't have the beard or whatever, if it's growing my beard or if it's moisturizing it, just from a visual. Because when you think about like, even, I don't know who your target, I know it's people with beards or men with beards, but even deeper into your target, what do they need to see to get this beard oil? So do they need to see somebody like Marcus with a nice and a healthy beard? Or do they need to see somebody that's like a little spotty and you kind of grew it in for them? Like, what do they need to see the most as a visual, from a visual standpoint? Because I think something like beard oil, I know it takes time to grow, but even that, if you feel like, oh, my beard oil, other oils, then I love that you did your research. Because if other oils, it takes, let's just say 90 days. You like, oh, mine take 30. We need to emphasize that. Like, how are we different? And this is what I can promise you. You'll start to see these hairs at like day 15, but day 30, you'll be good. You know what I'm saying? So just kind of like really from a visual, I really think a product like that, people need to see what they moving towards, like Marcus' beard.
Rosia,
Marcus,
you are,
that's the litmus test.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Hold on, why not? I got a little song.
My bad.
Don't just disregard me.
My bad, Dave.
I'm a potential client too. Y'all just
Dave is a potential client now.
God,
my bad. I'm saying.
So he the only person here with a beard. That's what y'all saying?
It's just.
Y'all,
and his beard connect too. So shout out to you.
Man, they got no Beijing. Don't do that.
And his beard connect. And his beard connect.
Y'all something else. Rosia, talk to me, man.
Oh, I mean, I think he already on the right path. You know, language, him talking about. I love how he has the comparison. It's like vitamins for your beard. Like, I would lean heavy into that.
Yes.
And make that a tagline. I would think in terms of marketing, sometimes you have to do polarization and contrast, meaning the penalty and the reward. So when we say it's like vitamins for your beard, what's the penalty if I don't have vitamins for my beard?
Yeah.
What's the reward if I do have it? That's the only thing that the pitch is missing. So you can talk about, for most people when they first start, and I've just talked to a guy about it, underneath their beard, that skin gets real dry and starts chafing. Does it help with that? So that highlights a problem. Without having these vitamins for your beard, the outside could look moisturized, but the skin underneath starts chafing and now it hurts growth, right? That's the negative. Where mine does da-da-da-da. So you're highlighting a problem that can showcase. The reward could be, not only does it makes it to where it's shiny on the outside, it goes down to the skin and makes the skin healthy. That makes it easier for the hair to grow. See what I'm saying? Yeah. So other than you got everything in place, just add that small nuance, and you would have had me at hello. And tell me what it costs on down the line, how long it lasts, how big the tubes are. We might have something. Right now, I'm heavy on I don't use any processed stuff. I use just raw coconut oil. It works the best. I don't have to worry about that residue and all that other oils do. It's not that cakey stuff. Yeah. So that's
What do you use for your beard, David?
Now you're trolling.
Hot seat.
You know I don't use nothing for this beard.
Hot seat.
What's crazy now?
Called a beard. It's just a hair on my face.
What's crazy now though, people are doing more if I were my man, I would partner with barbers and beauty supply stores. Like my barber actually does a thing where he steams. So I sit in front of that joint, does the full steam, open up the pores.
Experience.
Like they do the whole nine. You hear me? So partnering with them, because many of them don't own their own, there's opportunities for you to sell yours. There's also might be opportunities if you're not in love with just the brand but want the money to white label for them. Hey, I'll create this for you and put your labels on it. Just another bag for you.
Yeah, and what's cool about Freddie, make sure you put up his Instagram. What's cool about Freddie is he's a barber, right? So he has an opportunity he engages with a lot of people with beards.
Oh.
So what I would do, like my whole social media,
In Atlanta?
Yeah, he's in Atlanta, yeah.
Oh, send me your info, Freddie.
Yeah.
I'm always barber hunting.
Oh,
I ain't loyal at all.
Your barber did a good job this morning, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. Shouts out to your barber. But my whole page will be filled with beards, right? Because there's a bunch of different types of beards. There's this low beard that I got that connects. You understand what I'm saying? You got this beard. However, there's a little patch around here, so I have to go lower in the beard, right? So that's that type of beard. Then you got Marcus type of beard. Then you have the skinnier beards. There's a bunch of different types of beards. And I would go into the educating on the different types of beards. What's the right beard for your face? Because there has been some people who have that beard because it's cool. It just look crazy on your face.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if your lips are too low. You know what I mean? The beard is too high. Or your mouth. You know what I mean? You need to come down a little bit.
Or too low? Like what?
I get what you're saying, though.
You ever went glasses shopping and they're like, ooh, those are nice glasses, but your face.
Yeah, you
you don't got the face for them glasses.
Your
right?
lips are too low.
Up in the beard because the beard is too big.
100%.
Yeah.
Or how do you prevent food from getting in your beard?
Oh.
It's a conversation that needs to be
conversation.
had in our
Your
community,
lips
okay?
are
Why do
too
people
low.
go live
You
with beards and
eating.
they have stuff in there? Like, you don't see that?
Yeah, so you be the person that comes up with, hey, when you eat, if you have a beard, a necessary thing you need to have on you is a mirror.
I was about to say
Or
a beard mirror.
Make sure, the tip is, it's like these small hacks, right? After you eat, right, you want to make sure you have something to see your beard with.
Yeah.
That's the type of content that I'm creating. As I'm cutting someone who has an amazing beard that doesn't use my beard oil, I'm still going to cut their beard and then say, hey, come check out the beard oil. Then I'm going to have a video of me using the beard oil on their beard, even though they're genetically litty with the beard already. But it looks like your beard oil did that.
Right.
Now, you don't want to be lying, you feel me? But
Marcus,
it's
head
all
on over there so
about,
we can get a video
it's all
right quick.
about the strategy, right?
Yeah, so I'm looking up where he's at.
Oh, for sure. So if somebody cut your beard and Freddie said, yo, I got this beard oil. It's made with coconut oil, these essential oils. Check it out. You'll be like, oh, yeah, throw it in there real quick. Let me see what's up.
Yeah.
It'll start gleaming and shining. And now I would look at that like, dang, I need that beard oil so I have a beard like Marcus.
Well, I mean, the only difficulty is you got to be honest. Sometimes God bless you. Sometimes He spoils you. You know, so this don't happen for everybody. So I just want to say,
talk, Rosa.
I just want to say, where my camera at? Right here to my brother, to my brothers who beards don't connect, and you got the patchy thing. Just
Stick in there.
Yeah, stand.
That's when you get the lower. You know what I mean? You just gotta go lower because it don't connect. Exactly. But my point is, if he is,
that skinny one?
if you are selling a beard oil, you need to show beards constantly, and that you know the most about beards than anybody else. Now, what I said with the high beard and low lip, I don't know if that's a thing, right? But you need to be the person that shows the type of beard that somebody should have for their face, and all the education around how a beard grows, what to do with grays, like the oils, all that kind of stuff. You need to be the educator. And even if every beard on your page isn't a product of your beard oil, I would trust you because I feel like this person is really into beards. So he probably did a lot of research when coming up with this beard oil.
Yeah.
Now I trust it. And that's how we start growing that brand.
Yeah.
So
I'm saying high beard, low lips for the rest of the week.
I'm crying.
I ain't never heard nothing like that.
Sir, I can't talk to you with this high beard and low lips you got going on right here.
That's too low for that beard, bro.
Your lips are too long for that beard. Like what?
We got
Oh
another.
my goodness.
Hold on, man.
They can start the relationship. They remember your formula. They using
Oh,
Marcus.
They said
my
ask
gosh.
about the boo. Ask about the boo and then start the relationship. But we
Yeah.
have another caller on
Let's
the
do it.
line. All right. This person, she always dropping super chats for us.
Come
Elisa
on, man. Gotta
Applewhite,
be my
you
girl.
are on live with David
Wow.
on Free Smoke.
Lisa, what's up?
What's up? What's up, family? Thank you for letting me ask my question. Dave, I gotta give a shout out to Nella. She came through and taught my 10 students everything they needed to know to start their social media platform. She killed it. Like they are so ready for her. Like she needs an MMU spot. The girl is an expert and she's like the hidden gem at MMU.
Say less.
So the question that I have is, I'm doing the challenge where I'm teaching people how to build this healthcare staffing agency. Not challenge, the course where I'm teaching them how to build this healthcare staffing agency. I'm giving them an hour and 30 minutes extra each day just to answer their questions. So I remember you telling me I might need to do like a mastermind where I offer my services throughout the year and they can connect with me. The question that I have for you is, when do I launch this to let them know this is when you can start payments to do the mastermind while they're still in the course?
Rosie, you're familiar with the challenge model. You've done a lot of challenges, right? So
Yes.
ask your question one more time because I'm trying to understand. You're saying, one, you don't have to do a year, but your question is, when do you make the offer for them to work with you?
Yeah, when do I make the offer for them to actually work with me for the actual year master class while they're actually taking the physical course that they already paid for?
I'm trying to gain clarity. So, are we talking? You're doing a 5-day challenge. You said they're already taking a course, and you want to sign them up on a 1 year? Give me clarity. What are we selling? What are they doing? Like, is this a marketing event, a 3-day, 5-day challenge? Is this they're already clients? Give me context. Yeah, I was trying to gain clarity around it.
So she has a
Gotcha.
course.
So she already has a course.
She has a course already. This is what I'm thinking. She has a course already. She's also doing a challenge, and she's gonna wants to do a
I want to
mastermind.
know when she should drop that for them to launch the mastermind. I mean, when should she launch the mastermind for them to sign
Can
up?
we get a hold of her? Can we call her back? Okay.
Because she and I have talked about this before.
Yep.
I think it might be because you know how some people, they will have like challenges, and then at the end of the challenge, they have the offer of their mastermind or things of that nature. So I think she's trying to gain an idea. She's back on. There we go. Elisa.
Come on back.
Oh, thank you. So I did the challenge. I offered them the challenge. They went through the challenge, and now they're in the physical course that they paid for. But they want to be able to work with me throughout the year. But they already paid for the course. So when in the course, because it's an 8-week course, do I start actually taking like the applications or asking for them to start paying for the actual year-long course, mastermind that I offer to give them that additional guidance after opening their healthcare staffing agency?
Gotcha. So everyone won't agree with this, but I don't think you have to wait until they complete the course to offer them access into There's the way I want to word it. I want to take us out of the context of course versus mastermind, and I want to put us in the context of they bought one level of information and now they're looking for a level of support. Because now you'll see it differently. So the question then becomes, when do I offer additional levels of support? Anytime. And let people make the decision when they want a different level of support. The course is the information in a chronological order that they can walk through. Sometimes it's do it yourself, sometimes it's course with community. But if they're saying, I want a more hands-on approach where you are walking through the information with me with a mastermind, you can extend that to all of them. Some will make the decision they need to see the clear distinction. If the challenge you have is they already paid for it and the money piece of it, if your mastermind is at is positioned and priced correctly, you can roll the cost into that. You don't lose anything, and more than likely, typically when people build their model, you get anything underneath it. So you can do it right away. I wouldn't send them back through a challenge if they've already gone through that, because they're not looking for more information. They're looking for strategy, accountability, system, support. So that's the thing that you're offering them. So I would start right away. Send a message out to each person. Let them know. You probably can tell every time I talk, I like to give people steps and strategy.
Yeah.
You should.
That's just the way I teach, because that's my mind works. So if somebody talks in circles, I'm like, so what do I do again? So I try to always give you do this, do this, do this. All right. So my suggestion would be to make it easier for you. Send a message out to all. Well, let's go backwards. The CEO side of me wants to tell you, pull a report. If you're using Kajabi, ClickFunnels, Simploro, Go High Level, Kartra, any of those, you can look and see how much of your course they completed. So your first strategy, anybody could take this, send a nudge email. Anyone that has not completed more than 10% of your course, you need to send a message out and ask, why haven't they? Did you realize you need additional support or need me to walk you through it? I've opened up my calendar next week, Monday and Tuesday, to hop on a call, a 15-minute, tell them it ain't a coaching call.
Yes.
It ain't no coaching call. 15 minutes to see where you're stuck and see if moving to my mastermind will be a great option. Why do you word it that way? Don't sneak attack them. Tell them what they're coming for. They're coming to see why they're not watching the thing they paid for and for you to offer them the mastermind. That's a very clear, why Monday, Tuesday? Don't bombard your whole week with it, right? Centralize it, make them have to book on those days, blitz through as many calls as possible. That's first. That's how you're going to win those people. Number two, you can go ahead now and offer the people that are in it the mastermind. The way you're going to do it is the same way you, and is this making sense? I hope you follow me. This making sense to you so far?
Yes, it is, but I think I messed up a step, because when you said call them and message them and have them meet with me Monday and Tuesday, I'm actually doing the first 4 weeks of the course, and then my team is doing the first 4 weeks. So they have access to me for 4 to 5 hours a day, which is a lot.
Wait.
All right, so you still didn't mess up, but I mean, I'm not understanding the offer in terms of 4 or 5 hours a day. However, if you're
Is that every day?
This has been Monday through Friday.
Jeez.
It's me opening my mouth. Yes, it's been a lot.
Okay, it's not a problem. Reason being, sometimes when we position offers, we think that more means better.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, I'll give you this, I'll give you this. What else you need? I'll draw you school. So cool. No problem. However, 4 hours per day for 5 days for 2 weeks or however long, or 4 weeks, and then your team for 4 weeks, actually benefit the person completely. Because right now, if I told you everything you need to do, some of the answers we're given is the Cliff Notes condensed versions of this. Like some of the stuff I taught on a lunch strategy, family, we spend 6 months teaching that stuff. So someone will say, "Oh, I got your lunch strategy, bro." We teach it in 6 months. We implement, we track data, right? So they can't implement all of you taught them in 4 weeks. So you still can offer them the additional support on the back end to walk them through it. If I told you I'm gonna show you how to create a course, well, you still need to learn how to market it, how to launch it, how to close more sales, how to do email marketing, how to create operations, how to remove yourself from the day-to-day. Every problem I solve for you creates 5. And the better I get at solving more problems, I make more money. So you're okay. Don't even get in your head about it. Offer it to them. Ways to support them beyond it. Offer it to some of the others that haven't, and offer it to those who were on the challenge that didn't take the offer. Like we assume. Can I say this quick? I want to jump off of this.
Yeah. We got a board and everything.
Here's what because I get in my emotions
Your bag.
about this.
You can claim it. You say, I get in my bag. Go ahead. Say it with me, Marcus. I'm in my bag.
So the large market, not all, the large market of people in the entrepreneur space, we're new to this, right? So we learned social media and we learned marketing before we learned business operations. So the major group of people on social media just know go live, market, get new people, sell a product, man, create a course, but they don't know how the human brain processes information. A course ain't recording videos. It's an actual skill and system to creating it. But here's my point. When we do challenges, webinars, let's say the people who signed up, and I'm not getting off track, the greatest shooter in 75 years of the NBA is Steph Curry. He shoots at 30-something to 40% from the three-point line. That means he misses 60 to 70%, and he's the greatest in 75 years. Now, in sales, to be the Steph Curry of sales, you would average 18 to 23% close rate. That means that 80% to 77% of the time, people are going to tell you no, and you be the best. If you don't have a strategy for the 77% to the 80%, you're losing money because there is no follow-up. People do a challenge and only sell to those who said yes on the challenge with no process for the next 90 days for those who said no and those who didn't come.
Drop a super chat.
This is where money's being lost and left on the table. Because we don't read data, we don't read the numbers. We read the numbers of our business based on how much money we made. If you do it that way, you're Blockbuster waiting to happen. Because Blockbuster made money, but they could not see the writing on the wall that gas prices went up. Grandma wasn't going to Blockbuster and going to the grocery store. So Redbox being conveniently placed drove them out of business. Look at the data. People don't want more information in the information age. Anytime there's an oversaturation, the value goes down. What do they want? Strategy, support, systems.
Free smoke.
Is a devalue of information. So what you're offering, offer these people support, strategy, community.
I agree.
Well said.
I had
Well
a
said.
client, he had a course. He a high level CEO. I was working, I can't say it because I was doing his ghostwriting. But in his course, every page of the course, every lesson, every video on the side, it said, need additional support, book this call. Yeah. I can almost, and I ain't even asked him, but I can almost promise y'all, if you book that call, they're going to help you with that problem, but they're also going to remind you, we do have this, so-and-so continued mentorship that you can get in at a higher support level. And I'm sure most people took it. And I ain't never seen that until I started working with him. I was like, oh, every page I get reminded that if I need help, and you think about it, you watching a video, you probably thinking like, dang, if I need help, it's a free call, you book it, you get on the phone with whoever is in his company, they talking, they telling you like, yeah, this is how you do this, but then they remind you every time you talk to them, we got this mentorship that you can actually, or accelerator, it was accelerator because they were in a mentorship. We have an accelerator that you can join us and we'll actually build it out for you. Website.
So good.
Absolutely.
Next
Did
level.
that help? Did that help, Elisa? Take it as a yes.
She got a lot.
It helped.
Chance, can I say, I hope everybody who got questions answered from our sisters who killing it, Shans who killing it. Please, family, go back after this is over and rewatch it, pause it, rewind it. Here's why. It is arrogant to believe you're going to remember all of that and implement it. Sometimes you're hearing this information for the first time, so you ain't even processed it yet. Make an appointment. I end all my coaching calls by asking them what time is on your calendar to make an appointment with this information. If you don't, the further you get away from the information, the more you forget.
Yep.
You feel good right now. Oh, this is good. We sitting here for free, 3 hours. If anybody asks us these same questions, I know my sisters are charging. I know Shan's is charging. I know I am. So I'm serious. Like the stuff we're sharing, man, is in programs that that program $15,000. And I'm telling you something for free. And I'm not saying it in a negative way. We care so much to help people that I think sometimes people are not taking seriously we're truly off, like what you're putting together for Free Smoke. This is amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
Please take the information, family.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
We got another caller.
Let's do it.
All right. But before we bring on this next caller, y'all, please make sure you go ahead, hit that like button, and subscribe to Social Proof, because guess what? We ain't doing this just for our own good. So we want to make sure you get notified.
For sure.
So that when we do this again next week, you'll be able to be on. But we're going to go ahead and bring up our next caller. Tanny, you are on live with David and the gang.
Is that the podyologist?
Oh,
yes, it is.
Oh, this is awesome. Dave,
Podyologist. He's the podyologist. So,
I'm like,
he
what's
also,
that?
okay, Tanny, tell people what the
Yeah.
podyologist is.
oh, absolutely. I'm going to break that down. But first, I don't know if you know it, but right now you have an international audience because I'm in the UK. I'm calling you from the UK right now.
Oh,
I just had to be a
that's
part
what's
of it because I'm like, man, this is exciting right now. Podyologist,
Hold on,
I
real quick,
help.
We've been at international, but thank you.
Ooh.
Okay, you know what I mean? We out here. This ain't no rinky show here. You feel me?
It's the shade.
But nah, I appreciate you, my brother. Nah, it's my brother. What up, man?
That's crazy. I feel
Explain
like I'm in a
what
hot seat right
podyologist
now.
is, man.
Oh, absolutely. So I help people build their content marketing strategy through the beautiful art of video podcasting. And as of late, I've been doing a bunch of rounds. That's actually why I'm here too in the UK, to help people set up their own podcast setup over here. So, yeah, I absolutely love podcasting. I love the art. Yeah,
Hold on, but let
absolutely.
me, hold on real quick. So,
Mhm.
yes, so we came to Podcast Summit, right? And my man
Correct.
was dressed like a doctor, bro. Like the whole doctor outfit, all that, the little funny hat,
Gotta do it.
the little hat, the little blue hat with the white, and he was literally dressed like a doctor. And he's, yo, yeah,
Gotta
it
do
was
it.
lit, bro. It stood out so much.
I actually like that Brandon a whole lot.
Yeah.
Oh, appreciate it. And Rick, quick shout out to Marcus over there because I've actually been binging your content, and you definitely giving Steph Curry vibes right now. Just because, man, I literally binge every podcast you've been on for the past couple of months and just taking notes. And it's crazy.
Now he might have the whole thing.
Right. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
What's your question, my brother?
So my question is, obviously, I do a very service heavy, product that I give to my clients. So I'm going to be pivoting into a lot of teaching, material. My question is, though, because naturally I'm good at connecting with people, but I find it hard to help people when it comes to outbound just marketing, just reaching out to people and letting them know what exactly they do. Because for me, it's really natural. But when I try to tell people that part of it, it's just very difficult to connect with it. So my question to y'all is, what strategies have you guys used in order to do some outbound just sales, just because you needed income quick to be able to keep your company going in the beginning so you can actually implement all the things that you guys have been talking about as far as strategy? Because I know you said it tongue-in-cheek on the morning meetup. Shout out to the morning meetup. If you're not on the morning meetup, you need to be on it. But you're like, some people don't need to be making a bunch of content if you're not making enough sales. And that really resonated with me because it's like, you got to keep your business going. So that's the question. What strategies have you guys put out there when it comes to outbound sales?
Who's on your team?
I'm sorry, one more time?
Who's on your team?
You said who's on my team? So it's basically a lot of freelancers. I'm very much too much hands-on, which I'm definitely stepping away from right now. So it's just freelance work that I put out.
Yeah, because for me, like I said earlier, like
Mhm.
you are the podyologist, like that's your brand, that's what you do, and that's what you focus on. And so you should have a team. Like the question that you're asking, that should be delegated to whoever is on your team that handles that. And a lot of times we feel like we can do it all ourselves, and we are so hands-on, and like this is your baby, this is what you do, and you don't feel like you can trust somebody else with it, but that's stifling. It's like if you don't want to have a team that you feel like you can delegate to, that's not your team. Or if you need someone around you that does outbound, the reason you can't do it is because it's not what you do.
I agree. But to answer his question, though, one of the things that I'm actually about to do, because I'm in the middle of building my rebuilding my agency the correct way, and because I'm in the middle of that, if anybody has ever built an agency, y'all know that you don't really see the fruits until like, I don't know. I'm waiting still. I mean, I'm seeing it good right now, but I'm the type that I have to have all of my people in place as far as team. So I'm hiring a lot of different people in different areas of the business, like just different people, virtual assistants, email marketing, things like that. So to answer your question, how I am kind of like balancing everything right now with being in the middle of building the agency is I have a webinar, and I know that Marcus could probably tell you more about like his structure in webinars. But one thing that Runway was telling me, like, you need to be doing a class a month. Like, I don't know why you are letting these people get away from you. They ask you questions on live. They ask you questions in the DM. But why you not teaching a class that's like, or a challenge, a 2-day, 3-day challenge, or a 2-hour class? So for me, $97 webinar, I haven't even launched it to social, and I got people that's like, they done sent their payment on behind the scenes, and I'm like, okay, so as soon as it hit Instagram, I know it's gonna quadruple. I'm expecting to make about, I'm not even gonna lie to you, I'm expecting to make about 10,000 off this class because of how many people know that I'm over launch campaigns. I know majority of people are going to pay it. So to me, I mean, 10K and all I had to do was show up for 2 hours. I'm cool with that. And I feel like that was a quick way of me being able to, still make sure that cash flow was there while I'm working on other things.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Appreciate that.
That's good. Did that help you?
Oh, it definitely did. I'm literally about to start my own class right now.
Let's go. All right, man. Thanks for calling in. I guess D. Blair was trying to get in, right? Now, on the line.
I'm sending in the thing. I have somebody that's about to hop in.
Oh yeah, let's try to run through them real quick. Shouts out to Lisa Applewhite.
She is making it right.
For the sound. Thank you so much for all the information. And I will watch the replay. I love my MMU family.
That's
Shouts
how
out
beautiful
to
that is, though.
Yeah.
Give, and then she received an answer and was like, "Nah, let me give it to
Give
it." Like,
some more.
Bro, every live.
wow.
Every live.
Wow.
For sure. Rock with her, man. We're
Come on,
gonna
let the
bring
Blair in
you
here.
on in here, man. Next time you in Atlanta, let me know. If you're here on Friday, we're gonna have you sit in.
Look what that seed do.
Come
Absolutely.
on.
Absolutely. All right, so who we got? No.
We have some more people. I'm waiting for somebody to.
Okay.
Yep.
So you got to click the link to call in. Listen, y'all, I hope you all are really, really paying attention because it's the information that changes your situation sometime. You actually have to do something with the information. You have to apply the information. So all the things we talked about today. So we were talking about Freddie with his beard oil, and I think we gave a lot of really, really good information, but we weren't talking to Freddie, we were talking to you. We weren't talking about beard oil. We were talking about your product or your service. So it's imperative. Like, I hope you don't spend this next 2-3 hours by just gathering information. Throw it in the chat. What is one thing you are going to take away and do when you hang up this live? What is one thing you are going to do? Not a bar that you received. I want to know what is one thing you are going to get up and do. First thing I'm going to do is collect on Marcus's offer. Anything you need help with, bro, I got you. Yes. Podcast Summit is coming up.
Does that extend to all of us, Marcus? Just when we're short. I think we all
I need Marcus
I gotta
too.
give my man his flowers for a multitude of reasons. I was thinking about Shans. Shans is one of those people that gives to everybody. Like, he's probably uncomfortable right now. Right? But he does, man. Like, every time I ask, it took me 3 years for him to let me take him to eat. But seriously, thinking about like even coming on the network, like that ain't something he had to do. You get what I'm saying? For him to say, "Yo, bro, man, I like your message. I want to put you on the platform." I think anyone listening to this, you should always go into overload to think about how can you contribute to the person. So I started leveraging my team. We had a team meeting. Hey, let's look at this stuff. Let's see what we can do. Okay, podcast summit. Let's start looking up sponsors. Let's draft letters. Hey, let's see what he has for this. Hey, man, can we put people in morning meetup? That's how you really show people you. Saying thank you, my mom taught me, is a trained response that you'd say to a barista that make your drink. You don't mean it and you ain't going to remember it. Golly. Somebody hold the door. You know what I'm saying? Somebody hold the door for you, say thank you. Thank you is an emotion followed by action. So my goal is to make sure that he looks up and he can see, like, man, this dude is adding value, is thinking about marketing campaigns, some of the stuff I'm thinking about in January. Everything he does, my staff is his staff. My thoughts are his thoughts. So
I'm going to take that as a no for us getting the help. I think that was
gotta make sure my dude is right.
You know what I mean? Like that was the PR version of no.
That was the nicest no.
Yeah, that was the nicest no. Like I receive it though. You know
I am a little media trained though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that was like he got his publicist in his ear.
I'm a little media trained. When to go story mode. So is it yes or no? Well, here's why this is important. You gotta go story mode on that thing.
Question. We got a question? We got somebody here?
No, we don't have anybody in yet. I'm sending out this.
Right,
y'all gotta click the link. Y'all gotta click the
Blair.
link.
Click the link, Blair. What are you doing?
Click that link. Click that link. Let me share it with the rest of them. Give me 1 minute. Go on. Y'all hold it down. I got this.
All right. They done left me in charge.
I'm trying to tell you.
Whole new show.
That's what I'm getting ready to say. You know, they can't leave you without supervision.
I was looking for your Instagram too, so I can
I'm promoting you. I'm promoting you, everybody. I am PROMOTINGYOU. There it is. Follow Adrian. Boom. So I guess while they're gone,
that's a great name.
You get it? You know, that happens to me all the time, right? Like I'll be out and I'm at an event and people are like, what's your Instagram? And I'm like, I'm promoting you. They be like, what? They're like, yeah. Like, okay, I see what you did there. You know, I see what you did.
Yes. I have a question for you guys. For somebody who is looking to build their business, do you feel as though social media is just the only thing that they should be doing as far as just putting their information, putting their brand out there? How, outside of social media, how do you think they should be pushing their business and growing their brand?
Oh, that's on me.
Oh, I was going to ask.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I think people rely too heavily on social media. Like, social media is great for what it is. However, what happens when social media is down? Like last year and during the pandemic, we saw several times where Instagram was down, Facebook was down. People were looking at each other crazy, like, can you log in? Can you log in? Like, what happened? And so you need to have a digital footprint that extends beyond social media. And Monet and Marcus have both mentioned several times having that email list is important. Like, an email list is gold. Like, having a newsletter that you send out to keep people engaged, having an email list, celebrating your wins. Like I said, I was going to talk about this when somebody had a PR question. Y'all come on with the PR questions. Y'all don't love me? Like, what's up? But no, like, celebrate your wins. I had a client just today that texted me because she had 2 stories drop, one on rolling out and one on Be More Times. And whenever my clients do anything, I post all of it because a win for them is a win for me, right? And so celebrate that. Let people see what you're doing, but you can't just build it strictly on social media. Like, you definitely have to have a cohesive plan that incorporates elements of social media, strategy, email, networking, all of the things.
100%. So if I'm hearing correctly, the first part of it was you said a person just getting started. Okay. So the reason why there's nuance to this, the just getting started part changes some elements of it. I'll tell you why. Just getting started, a person is trying to, please hear my wording, and increase the volume of their own voice. Meaning, you don't know how you sound yet, nor are you comfortable completely with your message, your audience. The first time you hear no, you actually take that personal instead of understanding that's just how business works, right? So social media, yes, because it's a free platform and a way to get in front of people, but social media is not just in place for a person to get clients. You're testing your consistency. You're getting used to seeing if you're comfortable looking at you, recording you, and sharing you with other people. You are getting feedback from people, whether they're confused. If people keep DMing you and asking you the same question, it means you're unclear in your message. So if people see social media correctly, there are a lot of things you can learn from it. But the other side of it is you should still be getting in rooms. When you're new into business, you don't know what you don't know. So we met at a conference. Yeah.
And Neo's,
yeah. I can't think of a single person I'm in a relationship with now that I haven't met at a conference. Come to think of it. I met Neo at a conference. I met like everybody I could think of that I'm close with, cool with, I met at a conference that then rolled into our families hang out like with, you know what I'm saying? It turned into a whole lot more. So new into business, getting in the room for a multitude of reasons. that person might have a resource you have that they would give you that they wouldn't give you if you slid in their DMs. You build core relationships. So new into business, I would stay. I'll give you the example my mentor told me. Even a bad defensive back will catch an interception if he stay around the ball. Right? You ain't even got to be good if you stay around the ball. You'll catch opportunities. So whatever that looks like to stay in proximity to people who are doing something, learning something, it's not about just the relationships. It's the things you're going to see. You're going to see little small nuances and learn things that's going to change the game for you in your business. 2014 was when I learned funnels. I went to a room. I was the only person there. Was uncomfortable. I was the brokest person in the room. Wasn't making no money. Just had books, right? And what I learned in 2014 changed my entire life, because this is long before there was a ClickFunnels. There wasn't any of these platforms. No IG Live. No Facebook Live. Writing books and learning in 2014 funnels when Zoom and all that didn't exist, it sped up everything. Because by 2015, now I knew a skill that I can diversify beyond books and everything else. I wouldn't have learned that if I didn't go to that conference. So that would be my advice.
Love it. Love it.
Wow. Thank you. Well, we have a caller on the line.
Good.
All right. De Blair, you are officially on.
Whoop, whoop. Blair, baby.
Yes! What is up? What's up? Adrian is in the building. Marcus from Publishing Paid Live, who's there with Jasmine. Saw you on stage. What is up? So,
what up, cousin?
what up, cousin? Listen, y'all are doing your thing, and I just want to say, like, I'm taking notes. I'm trying to drive. I'm at the gym, and I'm like, this is just too much. I got to watch the replay. But this is what my question is. And I had this problem for so long. I'm from Mississippi, didn't grow up with much, but now I'm in a position where I'm charging premium prices for my coaching services. My biggest issue is telling people my price. Well, I'm getting past it, but I still need advice. Telling people my price and being quiet. My price is $7K for my 10-week program. I tend to tell my price, but get so nervous because I'm thinking like, they're not going to pay that. All these things start coming in my head as to why people are not going to pay my price, as if I'm downgrading my worth when I know my program is worth $10K, but I'm elevating to that level. So did you guys ever experience that? And what do you say whenever you're getting ready to do your sales pitch and you're dropping your price and you're comfortable with just whatever happens at this point happens?
Yeah, let me ask this. So you're saying it is worth $7K. It's worth more than $7K.
Oh yeah.
And what do you do for people?
I'm a health and wellness coach, so I help professional leaders and entrepreneurs redefine success, recommit to themselves, and reactivate their personal goals. So physical, mental, everything. Yeah.
Hold on. Say it one more time because I almost don't understand.
I help leaders, professionals, and entrepreneurs like high-achieving women, high-achieving Black women, redefine success, recommit to themselves, and reactivate their personal goals. So basically, they're so caught up in their career.
Health coach?
Health and wellness.
Okay. How does health and wellness equate to powerful women recommit to their, it sounds like a business goals and stuff like that?
No, that's who I target. I target high-achieving Black women. So leaders that's high up, that basically you focus on everybody else except for yourself. Maybe you want to lose weight. Maybe you don't love yourself. Your confidence personally is out of line. So I get you back to committing to yourself instead of putting everything into everybody else where you damn near lost yourself.
So is health and wellness mental or physical?
We do both because I'm a personal trainer by trade. So all of that is a part of my pillars. So I help you with meal plans, workout plans, but I also tap into the internal as well.
Just to me, it sounds like super confusing.
Okay.
Because when I think of like health and wellness, I think of juices and cleanses and working out and physically. But then we started talking about high achieving women, which I get that would be a target for you because they need it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's just it seems like in the pitch it's like, yo, you can help me reach my goals, reach my 2000 24 goals, even if it doesn't have anything to do with health and wellness. But I don't know if I would go to someone to help me reach those goals if they did both. And it doesn't seem like you do both, but it just sounds like when you're pitching it that you do both. And it was just confusing. It threw me off for a little bit.
Okay.
Am I the only person that like does that, or other people? Well, I know you wouldn't think people can.
Yeah,
Am I the only
So
person?
I didn't get like I know of working out and things like that because I heard what's her name again? Adrian mention it, but when she just said that, it sounded more so mental health and wellness. Like it, so I got the workout. So when she started talking, I did get confused because you had already said she transitioned, you know, from the being in the gym to that. So I feel like the achieving part, I feel like what David's saying too is people may not be able to connect that working out is what I need to get to this level. I don't know. I am a little confused.
That's your clients. What's the cheat code for you? What was your thoughts?
So I'm clear on it because I have context. However, you can keep the same thing. I would just go outcome driven. For instance, if we say I help high achieving women recommit to themselves, I would add in your messaging a descriptor or either what I call a success picture. So use this as a framework when you're testing your message. This so you can that. Meaning I help high achieving women commit to themselves. That's this so you can what? It's missing that piece. Recommit to themselves so they can. Does it make sense? If you add those little small descriptors, it eliminates the question David has. I think it's clear, but it needs those small things. Recommit to themselves, something, their goals. So we need some identifiers for that. So if
but it's not all goals. It's predominantly health goals, right?
No, it's everyone has different goals. So it's a group coaching program, but everyone has different individual goals. So you may come to me and say, hey, I've been having issues, want to lose weight and this, that, and the other. And I find out that your goal, that the problem may not be you wanting to lose weight. It could be that you lack discipline or you lack self-love that keeps preventing you from getting to this particular goal.
Oh.
So we tap into that. Does that make sense?
Super dope. It's a comprehensive program. So the main goal is holistic health and wellness, but you guys are working through all the things that prevent them from getting that. Right. Which is similar to what we're doing.
Peeling back the layers.
Mindset stuff, lack of strategy. Makes complete sense, but I would add that in there.
But yeah, so outcome is whatever your health goals are, I can help you accomplish that, the health goal, right? But through that, this experience of finding the root of it is kind of your, maybe, I don't know if it's a proprietary method or a process. I think it's a really, really dope process of getting you there, because you're right. The reason that I don't go to the gym isn't just because I don't want to go. It's something else, right? And no one for me has been able to like tap into that something else to help me find it. But if you help me get to the goal, I would be the testimonial saying, yo, she helped me work on my mindset. Yo, that mindset carried over to my business and all that kind of stuff, all because I wanted to reach this particular health goal. Because when I heard it, I'm like, if you don't went straight health, I'd be like, my ears would have perked up. Yo, I am busy. I do need to like work out. I do need to eat better, things of that nature. But when it was like reach your goals and become successful and like mindset, I'm like, oh, well, I don't want another business coach. I had one of those. It didn't work for me. But you can help somebody really get the health goal. So
I think she got a mass market that needs.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say.
Absolutely.
I just wanted to add, so to your point about having a cheat code, I think so what Blair does a lot is but she minimizes the things that she does. And to her point, so we've had several conversations about her being apologetic in her position, right? So it'll say she'll speak to someone and say, you know, I can do X, Y, and Z, but I want to hear from you. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like she wants to give people an opportunity to tell her that she's wrong or that she's not doing it right or that there's room for improvement or, you know, those are the things. And so for me, and usually I am the cheat code, so when we're out at events or anything like that and people ask her the question, she deflects to me because I'm going to give all the context and the nuance and things of that nature. And so she and I have been working on her being able to better explain herself when I'm not there, if I'm not in the room. And so I think this will be great value for her to hear this and to understand, because for her, she's looking at it because she still does coach.
Like fitness.
Fitness coach.
Okay.
She just didn't want to be one-on-one training, but she does still coach at the gym. And so this is what I mentioned to you yesterday when I was saying about Wait No More. And so she does still coach people physically. However, she wants the emphasis to be placed on becoming mentally well. And I know that you mentioned, like, are you a mental health coach or are you? And so I think that it loses that momentum when these goals are truly focused on the inner work and getting yourself to a position and a place where you're comfortable with loving yourself and wanting more for yourself and appreciating what you have, you know what I mean? And not even saying that I'm not worthy of this. And so she does that through a holistic approach with the gym, with mental health, with loving yourself, you know. And then she also has a planner that she didn't mention, Blair. Hello.
Well, I didn't give her a chance to.
Okay, go ahead. Oh, see, Michelle said you're a transformational coach.
Yeah, that she literally took the words out. I was waiting till you got done because I was gonna say that. Like, that's what it sounds like. It's more transformation. And then too, she might not be super confident when closing out that pitch or even just telling people what she do, because I think she does so many things. This was me like 3 years ago. Like, I didn't know how to tell you I could help you, but I know I can help you make some money. But I think maybe if she get just stronger on that primary outcome, like he said, that she can get majority of her people, because it sounds like too, she has a framework, but I don't know if the framework, like, because all frameworks, one framework can't work for every single person. Right. So maybe like if she can even go into her framework and see who qualifies and who don't, and that can kind of help lead her to, okay, so this is who I can help. Because for me, I can't work with you on a launch campaign for profit if you don't have any type of social media engagement. So that's something that's a qualifier. I have to ask you that because we don't build that up in the launch for profit campaign. So I wonder if she took her framework and kind of just looked at it and seen step by step, where is it taking the client? What success point is it taking them to? And then she's clear on that success point. And now that's the thing she say every time. I help you do this, or I do this, and it's going to help you do that. I think that's what it is, because I wasn't confident. Like 3 years ago, I didn't know how to tell somebody I can help them.
Absolutely. Blair, can you tell me what the 7,000 what the 7,000 gets me?
Yeah, so with the 7K, so you have coaching calls. So it's a weekly meetup. So on Tuesdays and Thursdays, you have one-on-one coaching calls with the group calls, and then on Thursdays, I have SMEs to come in. So we tackle all type of health. So I have a financial coach come in. I have a mental health coach come in. I have doctors to come in on Thursdays to basically educate you on the things you need, and you get the opportunity to specifically ask them questions. These are people that's been in the business for 20, 30 years. So, and also you have one-on-one calls with me on Fridays to just kind of wind things down. And in the midst of it, of course, it's just programmed where, I have a workbook that I send out to them, and you're just going through the curriculum. It's almost like you're going through school to get yourself better internally and discover the things that's holding you back from achieving the goals or the mental goals that you need. I wouldn't say goals because it's not like, I want to start a business. Maybe you do, but that's not my purpose being in your life. My purpose is to find out what's stopping you from getting to that point internally that prevents you from not being consistent with what you want to do out of life, if that makes sense.
How long is the program? Blair?
I'm here.
How long is the program?
It's 10 weeks.
So 10 weeks, 7K. How long you been doing it?
Going on 4 years.
Good.
Well, going on 4 years, been 8 years, but as far as the price, I kept changing my price. 2 years at this price right now.
Gotcha.
I started out, it was $299, and it was
for
6
all 10 weeks.
No, it was 6 weeks, and it was only a workout program for $299. So I've been doing it for 8 years. Started at $299, transitioned, then I started charging $499. So I continued to up my price, and now I'm at the 7K mark.
Got it. So you're getting results, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I mean, I have clients, like I sell out every time because I only take 12 clients because of the amount of work that we have to put into each person. So right now I'm at the point where I only take 12 clients. So I've been consistently, booking the clients, and I have the results. I have testimonials and things like that. So it's not that I'm not confident in it. It's just as far as like how you guys are. Yeah.
Okay. No, I feel you. I'm uncomfortable asking for money myself. But I do it anyway, and I do it with confidence because I know I'm not getting over on anybody. And if you have multiple people to get results, so I do these, I do one-on-one podcast sessions for $2,000. Well, at first I was like, man, $2,000, who's gonna pay for that? But I realized that people will be waiting like a year to launch a podcast, 2 years, because they just don't know what to do. They're so confused in their strategy. They're confused in what equipment to get. They're confused in how to upload the stuff. At what time should they upload it? How often? How much content should we create? Do I have a good idea? And in about 60 minutes, I fix all of that.
Drop a super chat.
So you're either going to spend another 2 years or you're going to give me $2,000. It's up to you. And if you value the $2,000 more than the 2 years, then you'll just spend 2 more years. But if you value 2 years of your time trying to figure it out, doing it wrong, then you'll just give me the $2,000 because you need your time, and it helps cut the learning curve. So I know what I've done for people, and actually I'm doing them a favor. And actually, rate's about to go up. If I can save you 2 years, you feel me? Like a marriage counselor should be charging outrageous numbers because how much is it? How much is it for a divorce? More than I'm charging you. So you need to pay me my X amount of thousands of dollars to help fix your marriage. Otherwise, she's taking half, bro. How much you got? Okay. Half of that. Okay. That's my value. So, I mean, I don't know how to say be confident because I'm not even like super comfortable asking for the money, but I have worked on my ability in the mirror to ask for the money and not say anything and just wait that little awkward moment. It's 7,000.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's literally what helps me. I'm literally like, yeah, 7,500. And if you're interested, I can send you the proposal and you can see it in writing. If you're a visual like me, I'm a visual. So I'm gonna send it over and you can take it from
this
there.
This one lady, she's like doing some nonprofit work or whatever. We do this whole call and she's like, yo, do you want to move forward? I'm like, man, yeah, I need it. She's like, all right, cool, no problem. I'm gonna send you over this invoice. It's only $30,000 and you can like break it up. Do you want to like break it up or you want to just pay the whole thing? And I was like,
yeah, that's how you do it.
Hold on, wait a minute. But the way she didn't ask with, okay, it's 30,000. She just assumed that I would take it because she got the commitment from me. I didn't send the 30,000.
That's an actual.
Be clear, I didn't pay the 30,000. I thought about it though, but if she goes through that process enough and she's like, all right, it's 30 grand, but you can break it up. Our objective is to make sure you get 100 grand in grants or sponsorships. It makes sense. It's like, okay, well, I probably would have done it. You know what I mean? She didn't have the best presentation, but I'd have probably done it.
That's an assumptive close, like it's an actual closing technique.
Yep.
Called an assumptive close.
I've heard of that.
But
assuming the sale.
Yeah.
I assume you're going to buy this.
And the way you frame it, like even if somebody want to use it, the way you frame it, if she layered it into a process. So number one, we're going to draft your deck to be able to get this, and this. Number two, we'll do this, and she lists the outcome. Does that make sense for you, David, on all 4 steps? You confirm it. Does this look like what you were looking for? Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't I assume the close if you just said this look like what you're looking for?
Yep. I've always had some people send me, like they never give me a price on the phone because, and I had a higher ticket program and I'm super, like, I'm just uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So somebody told me just never give her a price on the phone because of my style. It's okay, this is what you want to do? All right, great. I'm going to send a proposal. What's your email address?
Good afternoon. My
You're
name is Ingrid.
anticipating the email, and I don't have to have that awkward moment. It's just I'm sending you an email.
Yeah.
You deal with that.
Yep.
Now on the other end, I'm like, all right, are they gonna reply? Are they gonna buy this? I'm thinking that, but you'll never feel that. I'm just emailing with a time to follow up. So we can set up a call this Thursday, and people book the Thursday call. They have a couple questions, answer their questions.
Yeah.
Not awkward anymore.
I think every person at different levels deals with that. Like you'd be lying to say you never felt that way as you increase price, as you evolve. How
Markwell don't care.
I think at a certain point he
don't
did.
care. No, he don't.
I think at a certain point, like
Markwell,
never, because he will tell you he used to be like super low ticket boy 1 year. Like like now, no, that's my brother. But my advice would be to a person, man. What helped me a lot is I took it out of the context of what I was selling. You get what I'm saying? Like when you see it as I'm teaching them the information, I'm selling a coaching program, I'm selling a course. You're going to or even time. Yeah. And you take it out of the context of that, especially if your model's correct and you're saying like what she's helping people do, that her offer, like it's phenomenal. Mm-hmm. So I would take it out of the context of coaching program and you get a call and you get this. No, we're going to help you remove every limiting belief and mental boundary that keeps you from prioritizing yourself.
Y'all write that down. I'm going to remove every limiting belief.
Yeah, like that's what she's really doing.
Yeah,
we're removing every limiting belief that makes you not be able to keep your word to yourself. That can show up in several ways. Like if a person wants to work out and they're not, they're lying to themselves.
Yeah.
Right? So she's doing that. She's helping people physically, emotionally, mentally, that then shows up in charging your worth, who you're connected with, attracting the people that you want, being confident in who you are, loving your life, like boom, boom, boom. Now, that's beyond the way that she's delivering it as a coaching program. But what she's offering, now you're comfortable in that price.
Can I share a personal story? Because this is very relevant. Like, even when you mentioned where you're from. Because I'm from Baltimore. What's going on?
Baltimore?
Yeah, West Side. I am. I'm from Baltimore. And so when David and I spoke, I told him, like when I started doing PR, it wasn't popular. Like some of my first clients were from The Wire. And so we know how long ago The Wire was on television. Okay. And so, but that limiting belief followed me because coming from Baltimore, Baltimore itself has such a stigma around it, but growing up in it, it limits you because there is really nothing positive that happens coming out of Baltimore, right? Yeah. And so when I moved here, it was because I was tired. I was like, Baltimore just is not it for me. There has to be more. And so as my business progressed and as I got, a little bit more money, I had always wanted a Louis Vuitton. I wanted a Louis Vuitton. I wanted a Louis bag, right? And so I went to the store, I bought this Louis bag, and I bought the bag and the wallet. And I got it home, and it sat in the bag. And my husband was like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm taking it back. He's like, what do you mean you're taking it back? I was like, because this could be a bill. I could have been doing any other thing with this money. Like, for me, it was just like, because you have that struggle mentality the way you're raised, where you come from, environment, all that plays a part. And so for me in that moment, it was too much money and I didn't deserve that bag. Like I did not need to spend $2,000 on a bag when I have bills. And so my husband and my son both were like, no, you can't take it back. You deserve it. You should have it. And I ended up taking the wallet back because for me, it was just like something needed to be returned, right? Like it was like, I can't do this. Like it's too much money. I should be worried about bills. I need to make sure that my household is taken care of, even though I could afford it. Even though I could afford it, I was still in the mindset of you can't afford this.
Yeah.
And I think that so many people struggle with that and don't even realize that it's a thing, right? Because for me, the money was in the bank. I wasn't taking away from any bills. I wasn't, knocking anything else. I just got something that I wanted, but could not sit with it. Could not sit with it to the point that, like I said, I took the wallet back. Like they were like, you can't take it back. I was like, something's going back. Something's going back. And so I think that we all need to have conversations with ourselves, especially when it comes to businesses, and feel like we can see how we deal with everyday life when it comes to everything else in our lives. Like, those things affect us, childhood traumas, experiences, all of the things affect us in every point of our life.
Yeah, facts. How many calls we got? Let's try to blaze through these real quick.
Somebody on the line. Ingrid, you are on live.
Are we gonna be able to bring in
David.
Janelle too?
Okay, I gotta find her.
All right, I'll turn it off.
Ingrid.
Let me have let me see the little
Good afternoon.
the thermometer thing.
Lord Jesus.
Are you hearing me?
She talking.
Are you hearing me?
Oh, go ahead. We can hear you now.
Ingrid.
Yes, good afternoon. So I have lots of receipts, but I'm
sorry,
focusing on two.
What a receipt.
Lots of receipts.
Oh, what's up, Ingrid?
So last year I fell on ice and I was depressed for 3 months. But then I prayed and God allowed me to start painting. And to this date, I have almost 40 pieces of abstract painting. And so this year, I just lost my brother and I was so stressed out. And my face is very sensitive. So God gave me a formula for a face renewal soap product. So I did put the formula together and I started testing with my friends and family. And it's been a lot of great reviews. So now I'm trying to incorporate the painting and the facial soap. And the lastly one is called body renewal. So I'm trying to incorporate telling my story of how I felt and during my depression, and I started painting. And also during the death of my brother, my sister, I was so stressed out that because I have very sensitive skin, I have created this formula. So I'm trying to find maybe a mentor. I'm already selling, and I'm a perfectionist, but I'm trying to see how I can get it on the market in a professional manner.
Just for clarity, you're selling
I know I speak
paintings
bad.
and soap.
Beg your pardon?
You're selling paintings and soap or body.
Well, I have not sold any of the paintings. I have them. I have looked on demand to maybe upload the paintings, canvas on demand. But I feel like my baby, so I'm still trying to figure out whether I should upload them and sell them online or do shows
Hold on. So,
exhibitions.
but the goal is to sell paintings and soap.
Yes, but tell the story. Tell
the story on why you started painting.
Yes.
Selling soap.
Yes.
So funny. I was trying to understand. Okay. Do you make money from the soap right now?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Good money?
So with the paintings, I fell and I couldn't work. I was depressed for 3 months. I had just moved to a new state. I was just depressed. And I just prayed asked God to pull me out of depression. And I started painting. I never knew I was an abstract painter. And now I have over 40 pieces. And I went to a college and did an exhibition, and it was well received.
But you do sell soap, though, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay. That's the main business?
Yes.
Okay. Are you making good money selling the soap?
Yes, I am.
A lot of money?
Well, good enough.
Are you trying to sell the paintings to supplement your income from the soap sales?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I'm still able to walk. I'm still nursing that falls on ice, so that I have no income. So I'm trying to be self-sufficient in terms of using what the gifts that God has given to me. Like I said, I have lots of receipts, but I'm trying to focus on 2 right now.
Okay, I understand. So, the process, what you're going through right now is what most entrepreneurs go through. We're selling a product, and it's not selling like we would hope it would sell. And then we come up with another good idea that somebody else says, yo, you should do this. We're like, yo, I could do them both. And I'll just merge them. And then I'll just do them together. So that this other thing can make us more money. And I would imagine the paintings are more expensive than the soap. And you might be calculating, yo, I could sell 30 bars of this soap for one painting. This just makes sense. Let me just sell the painting. But I'm telling you that process will never stop. I went through this process for like a decade or so. I'm selling something. When that slows down, instead of figuring out how I can sell more of the thing that slowed down, I moved to another product and somehow convince myself that they go together. I'm not saying that the body butters and the soaps and the paintings don't go together. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm just trying to analyze the reason in what you're doing this. If you want to tell your story, you can tell your story on a podcast or on Facebook Live or something, or write a book or something like that. Just if you want to get your story out, but you still have to think like a business owner. And a business owner doesn't just start doing other stuff outside of what they're doing to make more money. A true entrepreneur, somebody that's really going to win, they lean into figuring out more creative ways to sell more of the thing that we're selling.
Okay.
So again, none of this stuff that I'm talking about might apply to you, but I know that there's 100 and something people on this call, and I know it applies to them because I talk to entrepreneurs all the time, and I've been an entrepreneur for a long time, and this has been my pattern. So what you may do is slow down your momentum. Whatever momentum you have on your soap, you may slow that down to start now spending more time in the painting space and trying to find these exhibition. I think what happens sometimes is maybe you had a painting or two, somebody came to your house and said, oh, that's nice. You should go to this exhibition. You're like, oh, all right, cool, I'll go. And then there's people there, they say, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And now it's my new focus.
So
but you got to be careful. You got to be careful.
So Mr. Dave, I want to let you.
What's your full time?
Pardon?
Do you have a job also, or what's your full time?
So as I mentioned, I sell and I'm still nursing my fall. So I want to make another clarity. For me, I'm not just trying to make money. I'm trying to tell my story because I know there's a lot of people that went through a fall. They got hooked on drugs. So for me, I want to share my story, what helped me. So and in the process, I'm going to get paid, but it's not all about money. That is not my motive. No. So I just want to make that clear. It is not my motive about money. It's telling my story, what I went through and what pulled me through. Money, I'm trying to tell my story. So I know there's a lot of people that went through a fall. They got hooked on drugs. So for me, I want to help me.
Well, yeah, that wasn't the reason. I wasn't asking for money. I was asking for time. Because, you know, a lot of us, especially full-time workpreneurs, they will try to work a job and then have a business and then add another business and doing all these things. And so like David said, you know, it's like when you add these things on top of also a job where you're committed to somebody else, like you're working for them. So you have a commitment to your job. And I understand you're out of work or because of your fall. So that's why I just wanted to, it wasn't about money. I just wanted to kind of see where you were with your commitment in your entrepreneurial journey.
Hey, listen to me.
Yeah,
okay?
Sorry.
I don't buy it.
Ooh.
I don't. Yo, listen. People are like, yo, it's not about the money. I just want to tell my story. Well, tell your story. Upload some YouTube videos. You don't need no business strategy to tell your story. Go tell your story. Go to some schools. So I will go to the schools and talk to the kids about entrepreneurship. Every time I run into somebody saying, yo, I wrote the book because I just want to tell my story. If that's the case, go to some local schools, go under the bridge every Friday morning and do some philanthropy. You don't need no cameras. You don't need no video. You don't need no content. Go tell your story if you want to tell your story. There's a bunch of people that will listen to your story. But until we get real on the fact, the reason if you really wanted to like just tell your story and like use your paint to heal people, you paint paintings and go to your church and give them away. But no, we can't do that because we got to sell them because people will buy them, which means we need money. That's what everybody who doesn't make a lot of money after they've attempted to make a lot of money say, it's not about the money. We wouldn't start a business if it wasn't for some money. Like we want to get out of our situation and we want to make more money. And once we come to that realization, and I had to come to that, I was the person saying, oh, it's not all about the money and I just want to help people. And I realized, yo, I'm lying to myself because the thing that I'm selling helps people. I'm not making a lot of money. So I'll say, it's not about the money. It's about me helping people. And that's where I get my fulfillment. No, You want to make some money.
Free smoke.
And once we come to that realization, now we can have a serious conversation. Okay, how do we go about that? How do we make some more money?
Yeah.
I don't buy that stuff. It's not about the money, especially when you have a business. It just doesn't make any sense. Be a philanthropist. Nonprofit. And even when you set up an official nonprofit,
you getting them grants.
They be trying to get the money.
You getting them grants.
Come on, man. Y'all not.
I need to find this grant.
Y'all not going to sit in here and lie to me today. Okay? On this beautiful Friday afternoon.
I wanted to just give her a quick, it sounds like what Dave was saying to her too. She needs to figure out like which one of those, the paintings or the soap is where she wants to go primarily. Is because those two things, I'm going to say they actually don't go together. So it's just like, which one are you doing just because you seen the money was good? And which one are you doing because you know that you can talk about this in this room, on this live, on this podcast, on this, like, which one are you doing from here? And which one are you doing from the money aspect? Because I think that's what she's trying to say. Like, I'm not doing it for the money, but like, you are doing it for the money, but like, which one are you doing for the money?
And I know you all know her. I was a little confused. So was she saying like a physical fall? But then I heard she mentioned drugs or something too. So I was kind of confused on the fall. Like, was it a physical fall?
Yeah, she said she was healing. Oh, I thought she said she was healing or something.
Yeah, from a fall, but then she mentioned drugs.
Did she?
Yeah. She's like, there's so many people that are addicted to drugs and stuff. So that's why I got confused on the fall.
There's a whole bunch of story to tell. And help a whole bunch of people. And I think you should go help people, but we got to be real on what we're doing here. So
I'm doing this for the
hopefully
money.
Hopefully that helped. Now we're gonna get Janelle Hunt in here because she gave a few $4.99s and she been wanting to jump in here. Shouts out to real Elisa Applewhite, you for sure. That's my girl. It just warms my heart how giving she is. Because Janelle Hunt been wanting to get in here for a minute. What's going on? All right, Janelle, come on with it.
Miss Applewhite.
Let's bring her in. Let's try to knock this out.
Right?
We're a little over time. Y'all good on time? Y'all all right? You got stuff to do.
As long as I can eat my fruit on camera.
Oh yeah, go ahead. What? I was eating snacks and all that.
I was sitting over here with my little fruit bowl.
I actually meant to order wings.
What happened?
It just got late. I was gonna do it at 12, so it gets here like 1:30, and we just out here eating good. No, I had my man. I had Chris go get the little
charcuterie,
the little tables. That's charcuterie.
Oh, I thought you were saying.
Wait a minute, what kind of bougie podcast we on?
It ain't. I know Shay is. He ain't eating no charcuterie.
On the meetup.
That's funny.
My bad.
Is she in here? Okay. All right, cool.
Blair said she was still on. I don't know what happened.
I want to drop a bar for people to be patient with the goal, but be impatient with the work. Simply because, like, me personally, I've always been patient with the work, and I was also too patient with the goal at one point. I was too patient with the end goal or the outcome, but I wasn't patient with the work I was putting in. So when I switched it, I seen like an increase in my business. So I just wanted to drop that for anybody while we was waiting.
We're still on live, right?
We're still on. Yeah, we are most definitely still on. I have it up right here.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, we're good.
Well, it has long awaited call in. Janelle, you are officially on with David and
what
Dang
up?
Free Smoke.
Free Smoke.
I like that.
Right?
He made them choice. It is all his voice too. He's the official voice of the podcast. Okay,
Good
go for it.
afternoon, everyone.
What's
My
happening?
name is Janelle. I'm the author and the coach of Made on What I Know.
Turn her up a little bit. Just turn our mics down.
Make your life and pursue your goals after domestic violence. My question is, God told me to create the book and to coach women overcome the lingering after effects of domestic violence. So my question is, how to get women to open up about their stories and to show them that my program can help them get unstuck from being, not confident, not feeling good about themselves, thinking they're less than, don't think that anybody else will love them. So that's where I'm at.
You said you want to know how to get women to open up.
Yes, about like about their domestic violence stories, and to like show them that like my program can help them overcome the lingering effects of domestic violence.
Hire a publicist. No, it's not. But I'm joking, but not joking. But no, you need to create a safe space for women, because women who are going through it, they are going to relate to what you're talking about. So whatever your program is, so we've talked about it a couple of times. So I have a children's book, and it's called My Parents Have a Drug Problem. Being from Baltimore, again, like we deal with these things. And so I created this book because drug treatment programs are for adults, right? Like you always have treatment programs for the person that's actively in addiction, the person going through addiction, after addiction. But there's no program that speaks to children who live with parents or guardians who were addicted to drugs. So there's nobody to have a conversation with a child when the game system leaves out the house and never comes back, or when a parent was like, let me borrow this out your piggy bank. You know what I mean? And so when I started talking about this book, so many people were like, man, that was my life. Where was your book when I was growing up? You know what I mean? Because people related to it. There are so many adult children of addiction that didn't get any help when they were growing up. And so for you, it's going to be the same thing. People are going to need to find that safe space and that relatability to want to share. You can't make somebody share their story. There's nothing in there that you can just say, I need you to share it and you need to do it now. Like, it needs to be a safe space where people relate to the content, relate to the information, and they see that it actually helps. Not that you're doing it or you say you created it just because. Like, they need to see that it actually helps them, because women will open up and then bad things happen to them. Like we've seen things where someone might say, oh, you're safe in sharing your story with me, or you're safe being around me, or this is a safe space. But then when they open up, the space isn't safe, right? And so they need to make sure that this is a safe space.
Yeah, that was good. To add to that, I would like to know, once they open up, what is the end goal for them for opening up? Like what? Because that's deep. Like if I gotta talk about this, the return gotta be something worth talking about it. So what are you trying to take them to? That would be my question.
So, like, my program is trying to teach them, like, how to reclaim their voice, how to feed their soul as far as, like, creating a relationship with God, trying to get deeper into the connection, like, reclaiming their self-love, like, going in that area and, like, growing on, like, shifting into their purpose and their goal, like, what did God create them to become.
Okay. So that's really good, but I know you have the current program, but in my head, what I'm thinking, if it can take me deeper into, once I do all of that, what will it do for, like, what can I do better in life? So like how earlier I mentioned, we work on those 3 areas when we go into investing in coaching: finances, relationships, and health and health and wellness. Out of those 3, it sounds like it could be either, because with you allowing or helping them get that out and just really begin to learn themselves and develop that relationship, like you said, with God and themselves and whoever, it can be a domino effect on how they perform in other areas of their life. So I feel like if you can tell them that this is going to take them to an improved area in some part of their life, it probably could help. Because if you told me that I'm going to get a closer relationship with God, I'm going to learn myself better after being abused in my past, now it's like you helped me get that out, but now what can I connect that to? I think to get me, you got to say something that I've been desiring to do. Like, I've been really wanting to date again, but I can't because I've been abused. Or I've been really wanting to, market my business, but I can't because I'm scared to show my face on live. Like, what is it that you're trying to take them to specifically? So that's like my 1-2.
Good stuff.
We need those steps to close it out.
You got a whole board.
He like, that's not my lane.
Because like I'm always sensitive about when you talk about women being abused and on that lie, I try to be so sensitive to it because I can't imagine it, because it hits on so many layers. So I wouldn't be able to give context into how to have women open up. I can speak marketing strategies, things of that nature, but the work that you're doing, you have to know that you're not going to get someone. It's like most people know they procrastinate, but you don't get a bunch of people raise their hand and say, "Hey, I'm a procrastinator." So with that, I think it's building community, building trust, and vulnerability is one of the greatest strengths of marketing when you have something that has intrinsic value. It's not an external thing where someone says, "I'll help you lose weight, I'll help you make money." You got an intrinsic value thing that you're doing with marketing. So you have to create brand story, community, and start creating vision casting, like more talking about why you're doing it instead of what you're doing. Because the moment, and I would also, I think you mentioned Monet. I'm sorry, mentioned the statement positioning earlier, which is a strong word that many people have to do. Your positioning has to do with the language and how you separate yourself within a market. Meaning, I don't use the word course. I don't use the word module. In our space, why? No one wants to know you'll get 20 modules. Instead, we brand and name it the cash flow hub. And we describe it. We realize that entrepreneurs don't want to watch hour-long recordings of Zoom calls. People go, see what happened in real time. So we decided after the Zoom call, soon as it's over, I get in front of the camera and record 8 minutes, a condensed version of what I taught in 1 hour. So you can watch it, ask your question, and come to a support call and get help with it. See what we just did? My whole positioning just changed. You go So for what you're doing, you vision cast to talk about a problem in the space and how you created a community for people. I'm doing that right now. I'm about to start doing something called the Entrepreneur Prayer and Planning Check-In. It'll be bi-weekly, where a person writes out their plan, we pray over it, discuss it quickly. It could be a mini devotional style thing, and check in on one another in 4 areas: mentally, emotionally, financially, and relationally. It's 15-minute calls bi-weekly. So all I'm going to do is vision cast why I'm doing it. I know what it is like to feel successful in every area except the areas that matter most to me. And nobody feels sorry for me because I've won in one area they don't have, which is money. Nobody feels sorry for you, right? That's vision casting. So I want to create a safe space for entrepreneurs. That's what I would do if I were you. Talk about why I'm doing it, what the space will look like, what it will feel like. And that's how you start getting women to secretly say, "Hey, I need this."
I think a good question too for that is, what is the end game? Because Monet and Marcus both mentioned it. And it's like, with your program, what is the end game for the women, right? It's like you created this space, but what was truly your end game with creating it, other than what I can only assume is something that you went through yourself? Because usually people do things based on experience, right? And so you may have experienced this, and so you wanted to create a space for other women who have experienced it, and some men too, not in your space, but men experience it as well. But like, what is the end game? Like, once people come to your program, what is the takeaway for them? Like Monet said, they get a takeaway, but what's the takeaway for you with the program itself?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I share real quick? Because I've been on the other side. I have been I'm going to say I'm a victor of domestic violence. I've been emotionally, physically, mentally, physically abused in multiple relationships. And so being on the other side,
they started back, not this one.
Not him. You
had to be very, very clear.
We laughing at this.
No, but
it was such a serious moment.
But hold on. Because he was sunk in his chair like this. He's like, he got the headphones on like, not this one. I was like, it wasn't even the mic.
I'm like, is she in trouble? Or this one?
I perked up like, she ain't talking about me. Like,
multiple, just to be clear.
Just to make sure.
No, but for me, what attracted me to other people who had communities like this is their story. That's the biggest thing that attracted me, is I was able to relate to them personally versus what I'm going to get out of the program. Yes, getting something out of the program is very important, but if I can't connect with you, I'm not even going to be thinking about being in your program. If you are just trying to connect with me on a professional level and not personally, then it's not
it's not worth it for me. So whether it's you've been through it personally or you have seen it happen to your mom or whatever the case may be, that is something that will organically attract the right audience. So, and then also like for me, even if you held like a workshop where for me, just getting it all out on paper, even if I don't share it with anybody, getting it all out on paper, that was a healing process all in itself. There were certain parts of writing it all out that I couldn't even write out at first because it just brought up so much emotion. But now releasing it all out on paper, it's like it's taking a load off. So,
and I think obviously if she's sharing, is she still on the line?
Yes, I'm
are you
here.
telling your story often?
Yes, I share my story too. I've been vulnerable, but I believe I have to be more, more open about different stories that happen in the process and do more videos.
Here's what I know happened. I don't even know you, but here's what I know happened. Is the more you tell your story, the more you find other people who have the same story. Am I right?
Yeah.
So get out of your mind that that I have to get people to share. Believe it or not, it's going to sound weird, but there are some people that are dying to tell their story. But there's no other safe space provided. Like there's nobody else talking about it. But the more you talk about it, you find those people that go in the DM, yo, this same thing happened to me. And maybe you have a podcast and you start inviting people on. And I am guaranteeing if you have a podcast of women that are talking about domestic violence, being in it, you won't have to search long to find guests. I'm telling you. There's something bad that happened to everybody. And there are lots of people that are willing to tell their story. If you've been homeless before, there's people that want to tell their story on how they've been homeless and got out of it, right? You might, I don't know. There's this one podcast where they shoot it, but the person's face is like blacked out because they're in the situation now. And they changed their voice a little bit. They're in the situation right now. And there are people that can't wait to just get it out. Like I have to tell somebody. Man, if I could just tell somebody and there's no repercussion because the person is, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like you may not have to show that person's face at all and you don't show them on camera, but it's just a voice. You can change their voice or whatever like that. This is the type of stuff that we can create a circle where it's safe. Nobody knows this is me. I get to get it off my chest and I get to get coached. Yo, I am in this situation right now. What do I do? You will create a real movement, but you can't be afraid to be out there on a regular basis telling your story, and that one or two person that hits you and say, hey, I went through the same thing. You have to be able to say, would you like to tell your story? And I promise you it's not as hard as you think. Yeah. Cool.
She should switch her goal from making people tell their story to like more
allowing
so just
people to tell their story.
That
language, right? Like I gotta find people. No, you need to create a space where people will find you. I'm telling you. So look, man, it's almost we can't because I love you, DJ. Just come on back next Friday.
Love you, DJ. Come back.
Be right back. Or just join the morning meetup. We do Q&A every single Thursday. So go to themorningmeetup.com. A lot of those people you saw on there are Morning Meetup family. I told them this morning, I said, look, y'all need to call in so people can see who you are. I gave them the strategy. I was like, yo, we doing live today. Call in, tell people what you do, share your story, ask a question. That is exposure. Somebody's going to follow. Elisa said she be on this joint every week because she always gets people that follow her, and she picked up clients from being on this live.
Nice.
Wow. She get $50. She give $25. That money comes back. You hear me? So stay tuned into us with themorningmeetup.com and Free Smoke every single week. You never know who's coming. So we got to, y'all can share who you are, what you do, and how people can work with you. So let's start here.
This has been amazing. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate the platform and everybody. I am Adrian, founder and owner of the IPY Agency Public Relations. I can be found at I'm Promoting You, obviously on all social media. Well, that's not true. So TikTok is Promoting You too. And X, Twitter, is Promoting You without the I also, in addition to my pitch planner is Pitching Ain't Easy, but I also have a book that's called Public Relations Ain't Free. I like the word ain't, you know. So you can go to my website, www.theipyagency.com. All the books are available on Amazon also.
Oh, let's get it.
Amazing. Well, thank you for having me, David. Of course,
Absolutely.
you know, I appreciate the exposure. Y'all, I'm getting me some exposure too. Y'all not the only ones getting some exposure. But no, this was amazing. Earlier Marcus was talking about proximity, and how a lot of his relationships and like friendships came from getting in those rooms. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I've DM'd Marcus before. He probably don't even know. He probably don't even know. So just being connected with Dave, like it wasn't even nothing for real. It's just it was a small situation. But yeah, being connected with Dave, I see him in real time. I see him in flesh now. I only see him online. So I definitely appreciate even being here. A lot of people, even though they look up to me, I have people that I still, you know, pay homage and give them their flowers while they here. So definitely Dave, I'm gonna always give you your flowers. Marcus, same.
Thank
and then
you.
of course you, my first time meeting you, but I want to give you your flowers. Y'all can follow me on Instagram. I am the CEO of NBC The Agency. I have a marketing and launch agency. I also am the CEO of Monet Business Code, which is my coaching side of the agency. And just stay tuned. I'm dealing with an overflow right now, so I don't got nothing to pitch y'all. But I'm working on it. So just go ahead and follow me. Y'all will see things unraveling. And if you're looking to launch your next marketing campaign, of course, I'm the woman for you. Okay. So thank y'all.
Do it.
Free smoke, free smoke.
Honored to be here with you both. I learned so much. Connecting, learning. So we definitely got to stay connected.
Yes.
I did not know,
Agreed.
but we know each other. I got to do better with that. My team even got to do better with responding. All right. I don't have anything to. Well, y'all do got stuff to sell you, but I'm not gonna sell you anything. I'm in a good mood, so I want to give you something.
Okay.
I got in front of a camera and decided to record something I called Ideas to Online Income. Most people never make it out of their head and learn how to package, market, sell, and launch something. So we decided to give away a course we used to sell for $3,000 for free. You can go to www.monetizewithmarcus.com/free course. Type in the code SAVE3000 and it'll literally go from $3,000 to $0 for you. You can have it. Watch it. It breaks down everything from messaging. I think it's a messaging document. Document that shows you how to quantify how much to charge, how to launch. So it answers 4 questions: what to sell, who to sell it to, how to sell it, and how much to charge. So www.monetizewithmarcus.com/free course. That one's, say again. Oh yeah. The code is SAVE3000. It's on the page. So you just go to the first one. It's going to tell you put in your email. The second page is nothing for sale. There's no up sales, cross sales, down sales.
Bump orders.
No order bumps. Nothing. So you don't say I ain't never give you nothing. The only thing I ask is do the same for someone else. If you have something that can help people, even if it makes you money, occasionally pause and say, what did I need when I was starting out? That's why we created it. And check out the podcast from the day.
Yeah, man.
At 9 a.m., we dropped an episode called Why I'm Not Getting Any Sales. And I answered the question, 5 steps you can follow to start generating sales right away.
So wait, just so I'm clear, you were here at 9 and then you left to get a haircut?
No. Yeah. Monetize with Marcus on the biggest in the entrepreneur space social media. Social Proof Network. Social Proof Network. So episode drop, go watch that, and the link is in there too. Free, absolutely free. Today we ought to give away like something to people in the morning meetup too.
Absolutely, let's do that.
Like I
want
want
to jump on next week.
Yeah, let's sponsor that too. Let's sponsor something.
Rosia will be in morning meetup.
Let's get five new
I'm trying to
people in
come
the morning
too.
meetup.
We need to vote for the people.
I want to sponsor 5 people to get in the morning meetup because you need
sponsor 5 people.
Yeah.
On here?
Yeah, let's get it.
Okay. Send a DM to Marcus. Put Marcus' Instagram.
Don't DM Marcus.
Marcus Rosia.
Yeah.
No, let me clarify. He responded. You were given a free ticket to
the first
my
5
event.
people. Did you get it?
No.
What?
I didn't get it. It was the last
The
week.
first 5 people that DM Marcus MMU. First 5 people that DM Marcus MMU.
I'm always invested.
He is going to sponsor 5 people. That's exciting. That'll be my birthday gift.
Hey, say no more.
That's week 3. Maybe Christmas.
Absolutely. Well, I'll celebrate Christmas, but birthdays, we still lit. Listen, you all, actually this week
Jacqueline ain't playing. Jacqueline, I see you already got ideas to online income course. Drop it in the chat. Was it not free? Did it not take from $3,000 to $0?
Oh, you can see it already?
Yeah, I ain't charging nothing.
That boy, systems on 10. I like that. I got some stuff to sell you. I got some stuff to sell you. Okay?
Right.
So, believe it or not, I am on a call every single morning, Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we are talking to our family. We got a whole bunch of Morning Meetup members in here. If you're in Morning Meetup, please throw MMU in the chat. We got a bunch of Morning Meetup members every single day, Monday through Friday. And we used to charge a certain amount of dollars, like $100 a month. But I said, I don't want people coming in for a month, investing $100 and getting 25 calls. You got to be with me for the year. Spend all of 2024 with me. It will be $500 for the year. And we will talk every single morning. Nella, am I on a call every morning?
So am I.
I'm on. Nella's hosting it. Hundreds of people. Join. I'm telling you, we got game to give away every single day. We are forcing people to write out what their day looks like before the day starts. And then the next day we come on and say, hey, the stuff that you said at 8 in the morning that you was going to knock out for that day, did you do them? We are holding each other accountable. We have a book club. We literally read 15 to 16 books per year as a group, and we do it chapter by chapter. Nella outlines the pages. It's no more than 10 pages every single day that we read. So we read yesterday, like Thursday night, we read our 10 pages. Come on Friday morning, and we all discuss what we all read. This is a true community. Listen, community is a buzzword right now, but we've been running this since 2017. We've been on a call every single morning since 2017. And this week, coming up, this Wednesday, we are doing a live workshop only for Morning Meetup members.
Dope.
If you are in the Morning Meetup, you can come for free in the studio. We'll stream it if you're out of town, but it is free, and I'm going to feed y'all. So I'm taking that out of the $500. Yeah, I'm feeding them snacks, and we're going to sit, and we're going to map out 2024. So right now, join The Morning Meetup, themorningmeetup.com, themorningmeetup.com, the #1 entrepreneurial community in the world. This is not something that I set up last week or during the pandemic. We've been a community for a very, very long time, and we are in there. So we love you all. Continue to share. Next week, we have a wealth building panel. Golly, we got somebody we have the bank. So a black man started his own lending company, meaning if you need $600,000 for a real estate deal, he funds it. He started the company. We also have Miss Terica Lynn Smith, who is an animal when it comes to real estate. She has built out my portfolio to almost 100 doors. She owns almost 1,000 by now.
Oh my God.
6 figures in monthly recurring revenue from real estate. She is incredible. And then we have Mr. Eddie Benoit joining as well. And he's doing $50, $60 million real estate developments.
Jeez.
Oh my God.
Is it like if you ride down Atlanta, you will pass one of the buildings that he owns. It's like that. So next week, set your alarm, free smoke every single Friday at noon. We got a lot going on. So stay tuned with everybody here. If someone here said something that really impacted you, please send them a DM because I want them to leave and say, yo, Dave, after that, people started DMing me. I like that.
Yeah, we need the Dave effect.
Yes.
I need that Dave effect.
And shouts out to everybody that put a seed in the ground. She be out here. I ain't gonna lie. Elisa is out here. You understand me? Yo, shouts out to everybody that gave a super chat. I know that seed that you put in the ground is going to grow. I'm telling you. Don't ask me how it works. It just does. When you give, you receive. It is a principle of life. It is a principle of wealth. Okay, so we love you all. We will see you next week.
Bye, y'all.
Free smoke, free smoke.